law offices of Young Woolridge. Kern Radio 1410, Real Rock 104, and Jesus Shack present the High School Football Game of the Week, exclusively on Time Warner Cable.
I can't believe it. You probably can't believe it. I know Brian can't believe it. We're in the fog out at Liberty High School in the first round of Valley football playoffs. The game is being played right now. That's the first play from scrimmage. Let's go right to the action. All of our Time Warner Cable cameras are on the field level. We have one central section in the stands. Brian, have you ever seen anything like this before?
Not this bad, man. So when you play in the fog, though, we haven't had a chance to play it before here at Memorial Stadium. What you got to do is you got to concentrate. You got to make sure you watch your man. If you're in that man-to-man coverage, you can't let him get behind you because he can see that ball coming down.
Kern County, this is the first for a lot of people. We're going to try to call this from field level. Let's get to the action. Second play from scrimmage. Let me read off the clock. It's 2nd and 9 for West High Vikings. Very smart play by head coach Cornford for West High. He had a reverse on the kickoff return. Very smart in the fog, yeah?
Yeah, and tonight's special is going to be huge. Punting the ball and kicking off the ball. If you got a punter who can boom it or a kicker who can put it in the end zone, you better use him tonight, Vance.
Wegas drops back, 2nd and 9. The entire Liberty sidelines yells pass to let everybody know incomplete. Brian, this officiating crew certainly has their hands full. I was out on the field before the game, listening in on the conversation with head coach Provençal. They're putting this game together as we go, and I don't mean they're not organized. I mean they're having to make adjustments, meaning the clock is down on the field. So that brings up 3rd and 9. West High already the first battle ahead of them in the fog. Wegas. Magsby in motion. Inside handoff. Picked up by the Patriots, no gain whatsoever. That'll bring up 4th down. So West High gets 3 attempts on offense, nothing happens, brings up a 4th down. They'll now have to punt. Kern County, we've already had our first taste of how difficult this is going to be. A fumble was called on the play. Liberty recovers, 1st down, Liberty High School. So it was a fumble on the play. Liberty 1st and 10 on the West High School 35-yard line. West High did recover their own fumble, 4th down. The punt is blocked. Punt is blocked and recovered by number 19, Chad Syed. So Chad Syed comes up with a big block punt. So right away, the fog wreaking havoc on West High School's offensive attempts. 1st down and 10, Liberty and Kern County. We are literally standing inside the line of the sidelines for Liberty. Brian, your thoughts?
And right now, Vance, special teams is going to be crucial in this game. You see, the first strike is Liberty. Liberty gets a big block punt, and they're on the attack. Looks for them to go strong.
Dominic Fontana, quarterback for Liberty. Awesome year. Super strong arm, big backfield. The first handoff goes to Horsberger. Horsberger, first play back from scrimmage. That's a Liberty Patriot having to sit out games and eligibility. The first ball to Horsberger, and Horsberger runs a wild 15-yard pickup, 1st and 10.
Back Horsberger, Vance. First play, he come up the right-hand side of the tackle and bust through for a big gain.
Brian, are you surprised? Absolutely not. They gave the ball to Horsberger his first time back.
That's what you want to do, Vance. You want to give him a chance to get the ball and get back into contention and feel some pads clicking.
Just like that, Liberty on the West High School 21-yard line. Fontana behind center, drops back, lets one fly to the corner. Look at this, Kern County. I've got to wait. It's a touchdown, just like that.
That's going to Jay Williams. He goes to the big target on the fade against Peter Pena. And pick him off, one of the best corners in the league. Big time receiver, great matchup. Chop one up for Williams.
So Liberty strikes early on their second play from scrimmage. Fontana drops back. Beautiful touchdown pass. They're up early, 6-0. Here comes the field goal attempt. Here's the snap, the hold, the kick. It's blocked, no good. 6-0 score early. First possession for Liberty, they score on 2 plays. Horsberger with the first run, and then Fontana to Williams for a touchdown. So, as we talked about Liberty, Brian, they're just like that team.
They are, you know, keys to victory for Liberty. Offense must strike, must mix run with pass. They run the first down, big pass to Jay Williams for a touchdown. touchdown. They have to win the time of possession, keep the ball. We're on the untested Viking defense. Defense has to continue to be stingy with yards and get turnovers. They already got a big turnover.
So Kern County, we're finally catching our breath. Brian Adams and I walking down the sidelines on the Liberty side. This is something else. In 2 plays at 6-0, Horseberger back in action early and often, catches the first ball, runs it about 15 yards, and on a running play, and then Fontana in the end zone. Brian, West High School on their first kickoff had a very smart play with a reverse. Do you see it again?
You know, and I wouldn't be surprised they do a fake reverse this time. You know, you fake the reverse, keep it. It's hard to see when you come down that coverage who has the ball. So that coverage team has to be very disciplined and stay in their lanes.
Kern County, if you're just tuning in, if you're getting to your couch late, you're probably just wondering what in the world's going on. First round, CIF playoff football. West High School Vikings, 9-1 record, are visiting at Liberty, and they're in the fog. We're all in the fog. The highest camera we have is about 40 feet up in the stands. Most of the action you'll see tonight will be sideline level. Liberty, 6-0, just like that. Head coach Provençal puts them in the end zone on 2 plays. Here comes the kick. It's low. It takes a nice bounce for Liberty. It's going to be handled by Leach at the 21-yard line. Kern County, I thought it was Leach. We'll get the exact name of that person in just a moment. But we're back. It's 1st and 10. West High School, Liberty High School coaching staff very gracious to let us roam the sidelines. It's about the only way we get the game in.
You don't want to get behind against Liberty because they have that number 3 defense in the section, I believe, and they are very stingy. West High has to settle down, not worry about it, and try to get back on the board, put some kind of points. A field goal down.
Sorry, Brian. Wegas. Hey, Kern County, we got a big play, and I can't see the number. It looks like number 23. He's off and running. We're trying to work through the mayhem here as we march down the sidelines with the Patriot players. A big run for West High, about a 40-yard run. That brings up 1st and 10 from the Liberty 35-yard line. So on the ground, West High School also making their mark. Once again, welcome to the telecast. You're watching Time Warner Cable's high school football game of the week. 9 minutes, 12 seconds left in the first quarter. We are in the dense fog out on the northwest side of town. The score is 6-0. Patriots lead by a touchdown. They missed the PAT. Early thoughts, Brian?
Yeah, that could be a crucial play, that PAT. John Guevara stepped through the big man up the middle, blocked it. But I like how West High came right back in attack. Coach Kernford has his team ready. They came back with an option. They're trying to get on the outside edge and use the speed.
It's kind of tough to get your wits about you when you're trying to do a telecast. You're thrown onto the field in the fog. You've got cables running everywhere. We'll try to get you the information if we can at least get you the clear pictures. We're all in the same boat here, so to speak. So as it stands, 9:19 left in the first quarter. 1st and 10, West High School on the 35-yard line of Liberty. Wegas behind center. Sends Archibald in motion. Wegas pitches it off. He's drugged down about the 29-yard line, so a pretty good play by Wegas. He was hurried in there by Cole Sorrell, one of our young Woolridge players of the game early in the season. Cole Sorrell's got a cast on his hand, but it didn't slow him down.
No, it doesn't. You know, and he's going to have that motor running continually. But for Cole Sorrell, it's probably going to be a better game here on defense because he's not having to go both ways. He can conserve his energy and go full go on defense.
Hats off to our Time Warner crew. These gentlemen had to make some very quick adjustments, and big ones at that, moving the vans, moving cameras. We've got 3 or 4 guys on the field trying to get this cable just separated from the field, separated from the coaches. So exciting stuff here. 9:04 left in the first quarter. We've got a measurement taking place to see if West High can get this first down. So, Brian, you've got an offense in West High School that's used to putting up about 400 yards a game. You've got a defense
How about keys to victory? For West High, I thought the offense must strike early with big plays. We already seen a big run for them. They cannot have any turnovers. We saw the punt block. But defense, they have to be able to take away that running game and allow their athletic backfield to match up with Liberty's receivers.
Thank you, Brian Adams. You know a few things about some big-time ball games. I'll talk to you about that in a few minutes once we catch our breath here. 1st and 10, Vikings got the first down. The score is 6-0. Liberty leads at home. The clock begins to tick again. 9 minutes left in the first quarter. Wegas behind center. Sends Leach in motion. It's a pass. Wegas throws it across the middle. Incomplete. For those of you out there that ever played in the old turkey bowls the day after Thanksgiving, when you all go out in the high school field and play ball and there's a heavy fog, Imagine that times 100 with the pressure at stake tonight, Brian.
Yeah, you know, and that's exactly it, Vance. There's a lot of pressure tonight because if you lose, you're turning your equipment to the manager and you're going home, or the basketball practice whatever you have coming up. And the team that wins is going to keep going, so a lot of pressure on these young gentlemen tonight.
Safe to say both teams will wake up in the fog tomorrow, but one will have a smile on their face. 2nd and 10 after that incompletion by Wegas. Behind center. Hands the ball to number 8, Cameron Huggins. Huggins picks up maybe 2 yards. So mixing it up, air and ground.
And, you know, and that's what West High's done all year long. We got a chance to see them 2 games when we've seen that. They're going to hit you with that dive play, hit you with the option, quick passes to Leach and Turner, and they're going to hit you with Castile and Castaneda as a receiver. So they're a pretty balanced ball club.
3rd and 10, 8.5 left in the first quarter. Ball's on the 26-yard line. Liberty with that stingy, hard-nosed, tough defense. Jimmy Basham, Cole Sorrell, tough guys. Wegas drops back, pump fakes right, gets hit big and hard. Look at this, it's a fumble, Kern County. Oh, it's not, they ruled it down. Well,
they dodged a big one right there for West High because Basham, who's a player of the game against East High, he came through with the sack. And to me, from my advantage, it looked like it was a fumble, but they called an incomplete pass to be 4th and 6.
Brian, the viewers are watching the replay. Obviously, we're not. Basham gets through early, huh?
Oh, he got there, you know, and you know he's a big-time performer off that end. He flies around, and he's devastating to that quarterback on that blind side.
Kern County, that brings up 4th and 6. West High School calls the play. Wegas comes up behind center. Done about the 21-yard line. 4th and 6, 8 minutes left to go in the first quarter. It feels like about the last play of the ball game with this crowd into it. Wegas on a keeper, pitches it out to Leach. Leach trying to get free, trying to get some yardage. He's not. He's brought down. First down, Patriots.
Yeah, and if you want it at home, you're thinking, man, it's 4th down, and you're on the 18, you kick a field goal. It's about a 35-yard field goal, but the problem is, in that fog, that kicker's going to have a hard time seeing the goalpost. My opinion, it's a good call to go for it. They try to get an option. It was just a great defensive play by the secondary.
Liberty takes over, 1st and 10 on their own 21-yard line. Don't forget, they've only had 2 plays from scrimmage, and they already have a touchdown to show for it. So here comes Liberty right away. Split left, Jay Williams and John Nunez. Dominic Fontana, in my opinion, becoming the elite quarterback of this league. Hands the ball up the middle to Horsberger. Horsberger gets nothing.
No, if there's a spot in this defense you can't run, I don't think you can really run inside against West High because John Guevara is an excellent defensive tackle, and with Stevens, who is obviously one of the better linebackers in the area, if not the valley, that's going to be tough to go. I think you go outside edge on them.
2nd and 10. Scott Wells, big game against East High 2 weeks ago. He's split right. Fontana rolls right, decides to keep it. Runs into trouble, penalty flag on the play.
Like in the holding zone right there, Vance, you know, we see those points come out. In a game like this, crucial magnitude, you don't want to get down 10 yards in this situation.
It is holding on Patriots. Brian, Wednesday night I came out to practice, watch Liberty practice and get after it. I could see the lights 5 miles away. Tonight, I didn't see the lights almost till I got to the gate, and, you know, the human side of me said, is this game going to go on? But football never stops, does it?
No, it doesn't. It's funny, Vance. I'm coming up, my wife's with me tonight, and she's the West High volleyball coach, Denise Adams, and she's like, are they going to play this? I don't see any lights. We're going home already. So I told her, no, babe, we're going to come out here and we're going to watch this game in the fall.
West High crowd definitely here. Right before the game, the public address announcer asked for some noise from the home crowd. Liberty, they gave it to him. Then he said, is West High here? And out of the fog, out of nowhere, a huge, thunderous, raucous applause comes from the West High side. So I can't see the crowd, but they're there. 2nd and 18. Fontana behind center. Drops back, looks over the middle of the field. Throws it out here in the wing. Ball is kept by Richard Ball. Richard Ball still on his feet, stepped out of bounds. So completion is made to Richard Ball, steps out of bounds, and I think about the 19-yard line. We'll have to see the official spot.
Ed Lee does a good job of coming from that corner position and making sure he gets him out of bounds. But I like that call. Good, safe call. You throw a little screen pass. Maybe it breaks a big one. If not, you come back and see what you can do. But, you know, what you don't want to do right now is turn the ball over, interception. You got a great defense. If you can't get the first down, punt it and play some D.
3rd and 12. Wells, split left, split right, sorry. Jay Williams split left. Fontana drops straight back. Fontana still has time. Throws the ball past Wells, and it bounces right into my colleague's feet. So Brian Adams, 4th and 12 for the Patriots. Now they have to put the ball in the air. So Westside has to feel good about this.
Oh, great defense. You got the holding call. You got them backed up. You go in, suck it up for 2 plays. They're punting the ball. Now, though, it's receiving the ball. It's a tough, difficult catch in the fog.
Punting for the Patriots, Andrew McAtee. Busy night 2 weeks ago. Frank Brooks back to receive the punt. Here comes the ball. It's coming right at Brian and I. It bounces to the 45-yard line. Takes a very good liberty bounce and bounces all the way out of bounds at the 43-yard line. So it'll be 1st and 10 West High School. Once again, the score is 6-0. Patriots score on their second play from scrimmage. This time West holds them. Now the Vikings will take over. Don't forget Kern County averaging almost 400 yards a ball game with West High offense. Mike Lewis, head offensive coordinator, not up in the booth tonight. Will that have an effect on play calls and the chemistry that goes on between the offensive coordinator and the field?
Well, the problem you have is you can't see the defenses. That's what the advantage you have being in the booth. You can see the sets they're running. You can kind of do your game plan coordinate. When you're on the ground, you got to call on the run. And Mike's an intelligent coordinator, and he can do it.
1st and 10, 42-yard line. Wegas hands the ball out to Huggins. Huggins gets a nice carry, about 4.5, 5 yards. Should bring up about 2nd and 5. 6:23 left in the first quarter. 6-0 the score. Kern County, I'm probably going to be repeating the score and the time quite a bit tonight because of the fog. We don't have our cameras set on the scoreboard at all times. Once again, the fog starts to roll in. And Brian, sometimes it dissipates, sometimes it comes back. So you have to take advantage of it when you can see and put the ball in the air. Here comes Wegas on what I think is about a 2nd and 6. Wegas hands the ball up the middle again. Huggins again seeing a lot of action here, so we haven't seen a lot of Magsby, Turner, and Leach yet.
Yeah, we haven't seen Magsby at all, but you know, Magsby did get an injury a few weeks ago, so I don't know if he's even going to play tonight. I didn't see him suited up. But you will get the ball to Leach and Turner because they've been your big play guys, and Castile, you got to take a chance sooner or later on going downtown, even in the fog, and giving Castile a chance to beat somebody deep.
3rd and 4. Wegas sends his troops up to the line. Playing against, in my opinion, the best defense in the Valley. Wegas drops back, has Leach on the right side, throws across the middle, complete. I don't have the number yet, but it looks like it's a 1st down. Kashif Castile hauls one in. 1st down, Vikings.
Yes, that's the hallmark of the West High offense is accuracy. They run good routes, good curl. He turns around, the ball's delivered, catches it, keeps the chains moving, 1st down.
Big 1st down here early in the game with 5 left in the first quarter. It borders on the ridiculous at times.
Oh, yeah, it does. I mean, sometimes you can't see anything. You're only 5 feet away. So, you know, hats off to these young men for going out there playing this kind of weather.
The head official tonight, Dennis Matthews, and his guys have their hands full. Ball goes up the middle again. I think this time it's, if my eyes are not deceiving me, is it Peter Pena carrying the ball tonight? No, it's not. Again, Cameron Huggins up the middle for about 3 yards. So they're just going straight up the gut with it.
Yeah, they are. You know, and that's what they do. They like to get that dive play. If they can start hitting that dive play 4 or 5 yards and get some other defenders to commit to it, then you'll see them go outside to the speed of Turner and Leach.
We're watching the replay right now, Brian. As you can see, these guys getting off the line. These linemen really kind of love it because basically it's right up their alley.
Oh, yeah, any lineman, that's the challenge. You want to go mano a mano and just blast the other guy off the line.
2nd 8. Wegas drops back. Goes across the middle. Never really had a chance. And Kern County, I have to apologize. We have a number 3 out in the field, and we don't have a number 3 in our program. And based on the way things are going tonight, I don't think I'm going to get that information given to me.
And I think that number 3 is Kashif Castile, because I remember him from some games earlier in the speed and watching him run. But right there, it took a chance to go deep, and you know that's what Lou's going to do. Take some chances in this fog, and maybe you can get a big play.
Just had confirmation from our fellows in the Time Warner truck. That is Kashif Castile, so thank you, Brian. And thank you, fellows in the truck. Hats off to you. If I had $1 million, I'd give you almost all of it for the job you guys did tonight, getting us ready for this game. And for those of you that just tuned in from Fight Night at the Garden just before this, nice to have you here. You had a chance to see Oscar De La Hoya and Julio Cesar Chavez, 2 great fighters. And timeout on the field. What do you have, Brian? Oh, we have a penalty.
We have a delayed game penalty. It took a little too long to get it in. And again, in this kind of weather, when you can't see and visibility is low, you don't want to get those 5 and 10-yard penalties that push you disadvantage trying to pick up that 1st down.
So it went from a 3rd and 4 or 3rd and 3 to a 3rd and 8. Here comes the Vikings again. Split left, Anicito Castaneda. Wegas, inside trap. The ball goes to Leach. Ed Leach still on his feet. Looks like a penalty flag, it must be. The play was stopped and a huge, thunderous roar came from the West Side crowd. Maybe a penalty flag.
I'll tell you, Ed Leach did a great job of keeping his feet and running through the tackle. And then, you know, it's hard to see on that sideline. And they would have been short of a first down, but they're going to get a first down now. That's probably going to be a personal foul. And that's what it is, it's a personal foul on the defense. Probably a late hit out of bounds.
So, West High School absolutely, positively will take that anytime they can get it. It comes at the expense of one of their players being hit out of bounds, but first and 10, Vikings ball, 4 minutes and 3 seconds left in the first half. If you're just tuning in, got a pretty interesting ball game here in the Fog. Liberty leads 6-0 on an early touchdown strike from Fontana to Jay Williams, but as it stands, it's 4 minutes and 3 seconds left in the first quarter. West High School, first and 10 on the Liberty 23-yard line. Wegas drops back, launches it into the ground. Incomplete.
Right there, and we just trying to hit him on an out route. You know, last week, against East High 2 weeks ago, we talked about Liberty has to keep the composure, and they can't get those personal fouls we saw them get against East High. In a game like this Valley playoffs, you cannot afford to get those personal fouls and keep drives going. You just took the ball away from your offense and gave them another fresh set of downs.
Terrific coaching staffs, both sides of the field. Chad Provençal, head coach for Bakersfield, head coach for Liberty, played at Bakersfield High School. We'll get to the assistants in a moment. Second and 10 for West High School. Wegas hands the ball up the middle. This time gets nothing against this tough Liberty line. Halftime guest tonight, Brian, will be Coach Boyd from Stockdale High School. They did not get selected. They were not seeded for the playoffs. I spoke to him today, asked him to be on the show. He wants to talk about nothing but positive things, motivation for next year, but I will talk to Mark Wyatt, the assistant principal for Liberty. He's involved and knows some information about the seeding process. Get to that in a while, but talking about this Liberty coaching staff, Kirk Boyer, Dale Tedron, Paul Roca, Jeff Larman, Bill Richardson, what an outstanding job.
Yeah, they did a great job. You know, they go from one league and win, and they come to another league and win again, so that just is a lot for this coaching staff.
Third and 8. 3 minutes left in the first quarter. Wegas drops back. Could be a keeper. He's in trouble. Thrown for a loss. Fred White, 6'1", 235-pounder, throws Wegas to the ground.
Yeah, and that's bad news if you're the West High coaching staff. When you get rushed up the middle and your quarterback doesn't have a chance to set up, you got to lock that down, or it's going to be a long night for that offense.
That brings up 4th and 8. The clock's ticking. 2:50 left in the first quarter. You're watching Time Warner's high school football game of the week, Week 11. West High School traveling to Liberty for the first round of Valley Championship High School playoff football. Round 1, Week 1 for playoff football. 4th and 18. West High goes for it. Wegas, quarterback. What's that, Brian?
I think it's going to be another delay game on West. We'll see what the referee calls. That's what he's calling, delay a game. So another big 5-yard penalty to tack on. So now you're talking about 23 yards for a first down. But on top of that, you know, you can't even see that far throw the ball. So, I mean, that's just a huge momentum blow to West High.
4th and 23, the official yardage. Wegas drops back. He launches one up in the air. It's intended for Peter Pena. Peter Pena almost comes down with a great play and does his best just to basically break up the interception.
And I think that was a great play by Pena. You know, it's 4th down. They got the ball here anyway. And one of those guys intercepted the ball. It was clear sailing to the end zone on the right sideline.
So Peter Pena, our Week 2 Young Woolwich player of the game, comes up with a big play as a receiver to deflect the ball. That brings up 1st and 10, Liberty ball. So 2 times in a row now on 4th down conversions. West High not able to convert.
Still not, you know, and that 4th down conversion was just out of the realm of being completed, really, unless something lucky happened. Another penalty or a great play by Pena. But again, Liberty's defense, you see why they're the best defense in the Valley.
1st and 10, Liberty, Fontana behind center. Split out right, John Nunez. The ball goes to Horsberger. Horsberger looks upside. He's hit hard and heavy out there at the 39-yard line by this West High defense. So Horsberger gets the call again.
And you can see, Vance, I'm talking about that outside of that right tackle is where the money's at for this team to run against West. Up the middle is not. He picks up a good 6 or 7 yards right there on that run, and great play call, and looking for him to mix it up and stay a 50-50 run play.
It's almost surreal, Kern County. I have assistant principal Pat Preston here, one of his former players, Brian Adams, next to me. We're on the Fog at Liberty. Oh, the tangled web we weave at high school football. 2nd and 4. The pitch to Horsberger. Horsberger turns upfield. Wow! Big time hit by Randy Turner. He took on Horsberger head on, and Horsberger won that battle. 1st and 10 Liberty.
Yeah, and Jay Williams comes in. That was a key block to spring Horsberger off that outside tackle. But off the edges and tackles is where that money's going to be tonight for them.
Big hit in there as an offensive runner for Horsberger. First time for me to see him play. First time for a lot of our viewers to see him play. Pretty impressive stuff by that powerful running back. Again, just like that, 1st and 10 Liberty. 1:23 left in the first quarter. This is Vance Palm in the Fog with Brian Adams. 6-0 to score. Liberty leads. Fontana again to Horsberger. Gets about 3 yards. Over here in the Liberty sidelines, his playing teammates call him the horse. Clock keeps ticking, Brian.
Yeah, and you can see why Coach Provençal is happy to have him back in that lineup. You know, not only does it give a chance for him to touch the ball, but it allows you to rest Cole Sorrell and let him play that attacking defense.
Cole Sorrell, and what I deem is still one of the most impressive performances of the year at Bakersfield High School, playing with a cast tonight, an authentic tough guy.
Oh yeah, he is. And, you know, and we've been privileged really to watch a lot of great players this year play like that both ways, tough nose, and just great players. 2nd and
8, 40 seconds left in the first quarter. Fontana sends Nunez in motion. Nunez cuts upfield. Fontana drops back 7 steps, 8 steps, lets it fly over the middle. Look at that. What a great catch by John Nunez. First down, Patriots. Fantastic catch.
What I like about that catch is he just secured the catch. He knew his body was falling. He didn't try to make a spectacular run after the catch. Secured the catch, first down, moving the chain.
Excellent call, Brian. Playing in these conditions, why stretch it? Why push it too much? Make your catch. If you fall down, you got the catch.
That's correct, Vance.
22 seconds, 21 seconds, clock ticking off. 1st and 10, Patriots ball on the West High School 37-yard line. Fontana pitches to Horsberger. Horsberger cuts upfield, makes a nice cut. Gets brought down out there by Josh Stevens. So Stevens would sure like to be laying some more plastic on, but he hasn't had too many tackles yet tonight.
No, he hasn't, but he got a good tackle right there. Open field tackle. Horsberger, one of the better backs in the area, makes a cutback. He shores it up and stops him on a short gain.
So that's the end of the first quarter, Kern County. It is 6-0. Liberty leads the visiting West High School Vikings. It'll be 2nd down when we come back. Great to have you here. Don't go away. We've got 3 more quarters of football in the Fog. This is Vance Palm and Brian Adams. You're watching high school football exclusively on Time Warner Cable. Back in a moment.
Some things can't be built in a day. Things like honesty, dedication, good hard work, and integrity. Since 1939, the law offices of Young Wooldridge has had one of the strongest personal injury teams in the entire Central Valley. Today, that team is stronger than ever before. Through the years, our attorneys have won some of the highest dollar personal injury verdicts in Kern County. Put our experience to work for you. The law offices of Young Wooldridge. Integrity you can trust.
KERN News Talk 1410, Bakersfield's hometown news and talk leader. The station you can trust first for breaking news and the most complete local coverage. We are KERN News Talk 1410, bringing you the pulse of the world, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Make an appointment with KERN News Talk 1410, Bakersfield's hometown news and talk leader.
County, welcome back. Just had one play in the second quarter. Horsberger gets a 3-yard run. It's 2nd and 7. So, Brian, first quarter thoughts?
First quarter thoughts, stellar defense by Liberty. Good 2 plays on offense when they didn't have the ball the one time, and they're up 6-0 and knock on the door.
2nd and 2, my correction, 2nd and 2 for Liberty. Just starting the second quarter. Thanks for tuning in with us tonight. Big football game. Fontana hands the ball up the middle to Cole Sorrell. So Cole Sorrell has his first offensive play of the evening, and maybe he picks up 1 yard. But Brian, you know, can I ask you a question? Is like you played in some heavy fog in your high school years. Do you kind of get used to it after a while and kind of get acclimated and just start playing football?
Yeah, it's like anything else. Once you get adjusted to the game, you're in the flow of the game, your concentration level goes up. You kind of almost put the fog out of your mind and you just play football.
Look forward to having our halftime guest, Coach Boyd from Stockdale High School. We saw him game one in the first time ever meeting between the Mustangs and BHS, come away with a big victory. Looking forward to having him as our halftime guest. 11-11 left in the second quarter. 4th and 1, big play, Patriots. Fontana lobs one over the middle. Look at this, it is almost, and I thought it was picked off by number 4, Randy Turner. Incomplete, first down, West High School, and Dominic Fontana, maybe not the best pass of his life.
No, it wasn't. And I think he should have just kept the ball and tried to run for the first down on that one. He had room to run. I thought he could have got it. He just chose the pass, almost threw an interception. Great play by Jay Williams and Wells to break it up.
West High School, 1st and 10. Head coach Rich Cornford, Wyatt Ross assistants Mike Lewis and Anthony Saba. What a great job they've done this year. 9-1 Vikings last week played in a stellar ball game against Centennial. I'll get your thoughts on some of the football we got going on the last couple weeks, Brian, just a moment. 1st and 10, West High School. Wegas on a keeper. Wegas gets about 4 yards. Big game tonight for Centennial. Big game tonight for North High School. Big game tonight for Garces, for Taft, for Shafter, Kern County. Big showing, huh?
Yeah, and they have to come out tonight and play because, again, Vance, if you don't, you're going home, your season's over. So all those teams have to make Kevin Eubanks right and show those Fresno schools what football's all about in the Valley.
2nd and 10. 10.5 left in the half. Wegas on another keeper. Gets maybe again about 2 yards. So Mike Lewis, offensive coordinator for West High School, can use so many options and so many weapons to set up more weapons.
You know, this is not going to be a knock on John Wegas, but if there's one guy I want to carry the ball against my defense, it's Wegas. I don't want Leach and Turn, those guys, to get the ball at their speed. You know, Wegas can still hurt you, but he can't go 80 yards for a touchdown against you.
We have 4 Young Woolridge Player of the Game athletes on the field tonight. Peter Pena, Randy Turner, Jimmy Basham, and Cole Sorrell. 3rd and 5, 9:50 left in the half. Wegas on a reverse, a bad pitch, looks like it's a fumble. The ball's scooped up, and it's being progressed by Kern County. It looks like Chris Shipp. Is it Chris Shipp that takes it in? It is. Look at this. A botched reverse by West High ends up in Chris Shipp picking it up and running it in for the touchdown. 12-0 Liberty.
Well, Vance, I talked about it, keys of the game. You can't afford to you have a turnover, poor handling of the ball on the pitch and the reception, and the ball's just short on the 4th down. It's 1st and 4, Vance, and Shipp made a big play as he picked up the ball off a mishandled pitch and took it to the 4-yard line, but now it's horse time, as they say on the sideline, and punch it in.
Even the referee was confused, gave us the touchdown sign, so that's why I called it Kern County. My apologies. 1st and goal from the 4-yard line. Fontana to Horsberger. Horsberger held up, not in. Brings up 2nd and goal. So at first, the referees gave the touchdown sign. I included, gave the new score, which would have been 12-0. It's not. It's 6-0. 9.5 left in the second quarter. So West High goes for a reverse. Maybe not considered that big of a gamble, but just didn't handle it.
Well, anytime you're going to do a reverse, you're going to pitch the ball, there's a chance for a mishap. A speedier player going, the ball hits his pad, bounces funny, and bounces the wrong way for you. But right now, a horse has to run hard. He can't sit there and try to tiptoe and look for a place to slant to and cut. Use his size and speed and run hard on this against this defensive line.
2nd and goal. Horsberger again. This time there's no messing around, Kern County. Horsberger's in. Touchdown. And if you notice that, Kern County, we down here in the field saw the touchdown, but it took about another 3 seconds before the crowd even knew that he was in. That's the delay that's caused by not having clear visibility tonight. It's a really interesting moment down here.
Yeah, it is. And they're going to go for 2 right now, man, to try to get the score back to 14. But I tell you, I love that run by Horse right there. He didn't try to dance around, look for a lane to cut in. He just played power football, jumped over a man, ran a man over, and put 6 on the board.
For you faithful viewers, you watched Liberty at BHS. Fantastic ball game. Came down to the very last play. You also 2 weeks ago saw Liberty at East High School really show their dominance. Now it's the third time we get to show them to you, but this is the first time that we've had Horsberger in the lineup, and a real pleasure to see this young man on the field taking care of business. We got a timeout on the field. It looks like Liberty called a timeout to regroup and get themselves together for this 2-point conversion. So let's kind of regroup, catch our breath, and let everybody know what's happening. 8:50 left in the half. Liberty leads 12-0. They're going for a 2-point conversion to make it 14-0. West High School has had their opportunities, but going against this tough defense, we know something had to give.
Yeah, you do. And, and one thing that I think that does hurt West, if anything you can hurt a team that's 9-1, is they didn't play teams at this caliber that played defense. And sometimes, Vince, as you well know, when you're in sports and you don't play to a high-level competition, you have to turn it up. It's hard to crank it to that higher level sometimes.
I think their biggest test was 7 nights ago in the mud against Centennial, a game that you can't truly get the field gist of in the mud because they didn't get to use all their weapons as Wegas throwing to different receivers and having his great running backs get their traction. So Vance Palm alongside Brian Adams, and we're in the midst of the Liberty sidelines. You got the coaches walking by us. It's a unique event. 2-point conversion. Fontana with Horsberger alone in the backfield. Fontana hands it, fakes to the big fella. He rolls out left, could run it in himself. Fontana held short, did not get the 2-point conversion. The score remains 12-0.
And give West High defense credit again. They made a big stop. Not getting those extra points, that 2-point conversion can come in big if you get into a tight ball game.
Kern County, thank you for spending your valuable evening time with us. I'm sure we have a big audience tonight. First of all, first week of playoff football. Second of all, this fog tends to keep people in the living rooms, Brian. And third of all, we had people watching Fight Night at the Garden right before this. Oscar De La Hoya, Julio Cesar Chavez in the ring at the same time. So a big night for Time Warner, and we're so glad that our fellas are so capable and adaptable to get this game on TV. And Brian, if you're a player tonight, forget about the fog, forget about everything else. If you're a sophomore, you're kind of scared. If you're a junior, you got one more year. But if you're a senior, this is where you lay it on the line.
Yeah, if you're a senior right now, there's no tomorrow for you. If you lose this game, it's probably going to be for some of these guys their last time ever huddling up with a group of guys, coming to practice every day, working hard, and hitting these pads. So they got to make the most of this movement, this opportunity tonight.
12-0's the score. 8:50 left in the half. West High School will receive again. Haven't really been knocking on the door. They've been in the neighborhood, Brian, but haven't been able to get close and really threaten this Liberty defense. So let's see if they can get things rolling. And call me crazy, but it seems the fog is lifting, maybe about 2 inches, but it's lifting a little bit.
I'm going to just co-sign for you. You're not crazy because we can actually see the sideline now of the West High players on that sideline, so it has lifted a little bit.
Our Kern County media colleagues stalking the sidelines with us, getting as much footage as they can in this heavy fog. Here's the kickoff. It's another low burner. Will it go out of bounds? No, it's not. It's handled up at about the 34-yard line in there by Cameron Huggins. So West High putting their hands, people up there at the right spots.
And that's what you want to do. And also, I like this strategy by Liberty kicking team. You don't want to take a chance on kicking the ball deep. You can't see the reverse and make a big play. You squib it to where you can see it. You cover it. You got a great defense. Make them go 60 yards on you, 70 yards to get the play.
1st and 10, West High School. Once again, first round high school playoffs. Liberty, arguably the very best defense around. West High School, arguably the very best offense around, if not just by stats alone, by sheer dominance in the games that they've played. 8:46 left in the half. 12-0 to score. Wegas, 1st and 10, behind center. Big offensive line for West High School. Here comes the play down the sideline. Wegas hit hard and heavy, and he's taken down again by number 51, Mr. Basham. There's our guy from 2 weeks ago, Young Woolridge, player of the game.
Yeah, you can't try to do a pump fake and throw it out up top. You got to take your 3 steps, get rid of the ball, because Basham will be there, and he will bash you with the 2.
Jimmy Basham, when I asked him 2 weeks ago, Young Woolridge, player of the game, I said, Jimmy, why do you like defense so much? Because you can get as nasty as you want to. 8 minutes, 18 seconds left in the half. 2nd and 17, and it's a long 17 for West High School. That big offensive line for West against this ferocious defensive line for Liberty. Turner in motion. The ball comes up the middle. Again, Cameron Huggins. And really struggling to pick up yards.
Yeah, they're starting to lock it down now. When your defensive lineman can shut down that dive, then now your other players can concentrate on the quarterback and the pitch man, and it really makes that kind of option-type offense very tough to pick up yardage.
Officially 3rd and 15. What a night, Kern County. The players were introduced. They were on the field for about 7 seconds before anybody knew it. We stood for the national anthem and looked into the fog. 3rd and 12. Wegas on a keeper. Wegas, short of the first down, gets about to the 36, 37-yard line. And as you say, Brian, really not the choice option for West.
No, not if you're West. You want to get the ball to the speedsters, but again, that's just good defensive scheming. You keep the ball in the guy whose hands you fear the least and let him beat you, and then you shut everybody else down.
Clock continues to move. 4th and 9 for West High School. West High punting. It's a fake punt. They throw the spiral out to the right side. Hey, what a fantastic play in there by Chris Shipp. Chris Shipp at the very last minute ran in, deflected what was easily going to be a first down. A well-designed play, but Chris Shipp comes in with another big play.
Yeah, I like that. You hide the guy in the fog. You really put him on the sideline, try to throw him out. But Shipp is having a heck of a game tonight, putting up a big play, breaking up that special teams.
1st and 10, Liberty Patriots will have the ball on the West High School 36-yard line. And before they even snap the ball, Brian, they're already in the neighborhood. Fontana behind center, having another great ball game. The ball goes up the middle to Horsberger. Horsberger still on his feet. Claws his way for another 5-yard gain. They're knocking at the 32-yard line.
Yeah, they are. And, I wouldn't be surprised now to watch out and see them go to Jay Williams and Nunez up top or Wells, because they will strike at any moment, any time, fog or not.
2nd and 6, official number. 6.5 left in the half. My halftime guest will be Coach Boyd from Stockdale. The Mustang head coach. An emotional year. Big highs and some lows at the end. We'll get a synopsis from him. 2nd and 6. Fontana sends Wells in motion. Pitches out to Horsberger. Horsberger gets some steam. He cuts upfield. Boy, he's a low, strong, stocky runner, isn't he?
Yeah, he is, and that's the kind of cutback I like to see him do. Just a direct cut. You go downhill, use your momentum, your speed, and you pound somebody when you see him.
Both crowds into it, absolutely packed on the Liberty side. Only seats left are where the band was sitting, the West High School side. It sure sounds loud over there, but I literally cannot see one person in the West High School stands. 1st and 10, Liberty, under 6 minutes to go. Scott Wells over getting some words, isn't he, from Kirk Boyer. 1st and 10, Patriots. Fontana drops back. Looks for Williams in the corner. Look at this. I thought there'd be a flag, Kern County. There is no flag. Patriots coaches all over the referees. What do you say, Brian?
That's pass interference in my book. Anytime you bump me, I'm trying to catch the ball. I got to make a one-hand catch. I got to have it, but he didn't call it, so there's no pass interference. Only what the referee calls. But again, I told you they can strike anywhere and they'll try it. But, this has to be a difficult game for Kirk Boyer. He's an old West High alum, and he's played in the Valley Tower game, and now he's playing his old team.
Well, he, along with I, thought that, of course, it was a defensive penalty. That brings up 2nd and 10. 5:40 left in the half. Fontana hands the ball up the middle of the big fella. Horsberger continues to go, dragging defenders along with him. So they went up into the air to Jay Williams 2 plays ago. Didn't come down with it. I wouldn't be surprised to see it again right now, Brian. Here comes Williams in with a play.
And that's what happens when you get a running game going. Now you can be balanced. You can go passing, you can go running, and that defense is at your mercy.
One of the advantages of being on the sidelines, you get to actually hear what the coaches are yelling to their players. Provençal, head coach for Liberty, just in case, yelled for the field goal team. So he's going to kick it if they don't get this. But I was a betting man heading to Vegas, and being a Maverick, I would say they're going to get it. But you never know. Horsberger tries to cut up. West High holds him. They did not pick it up. I lose. Just under 5 minutes left. Here comes the field goal unit.
And what you just see right there, speed just really take away the advantage of size. You saw Ed Leach just roll in from this defensive position, caused Horsberger to stop in his tracks, change momentum, and held him short, as we'll see now, this field goal attempt. Remember, we saw a PAT block by John Guevara, so they have a chance to do something.
McAtee up. About a 36-yarder. It's up, and it's good, Kern County. It's good. 15-0. Nice execution, right, Brian?
Oh, yeah, it was. Good snap, good hold, good kick. And that's a huge advantage by getting those 3 points, because it makes up for those 2 extra points you didn't get.
And it also tells their field goal unit, the fog's nothing, we can put the ball through the upright.
Yeah, and you're right, man. Mentally, it just lets you know, hey, we can kick it. But it also gives an advantage to West High now, thinking, hey, we get a chance to put 3 on the board. We also know we can see it go in. We can kick it too.
That's the words of Brian Adams. But looking at the score, West High needs more than a field goal. It's already 15-0 with 4.5 left in the first half. So if you're just joining us, thanks for tuning in. Brian Adams and myself are on the sidelines calling the game tonight. We can't be up at the booth because you've never seen the action. Hello, Kern County. Nice to have you with us. It's 15-0 Patriots. Patriots having a heck of a ball game here on offense and on defense. West High has their work cut out for them the last 4 minutes of this first half.
Well, again, this is the best team West has played in terms of they can match them with speed and athletic ability, but also gives them a tenacious defense, which I still don't feel they have seen, except for the game against the Teals, only got 7 points in the rain and mud.
We'll wait the kickoff again from Liberty. 15-0 score. Once again, my halftime guest, head coach for Stockdale Mustangs, Dave Boyd, former driller himself. Am I right, Brian?
Yes, he is. And, you know, he got just defeated in that first game. It was a great game that we saw come down to the wire against BHS.
Here comes the kickoff. 3rd one for Liberty in the first half. They've been low and hard kicks. Another one for McAtee, low and hard. This one gets handled down there. Look at this. Could be trouble. Ed Leach decides to let it roll out of bounds. Did Ed Leach touch it?
Yeah, he did touch it. That's why they're going to mark the ball down there probably. Well, I don't know.
I don't know if Ed Leach touched it.
He hit it with his hands and the ball kind of skipped off, but I think that if he didn't touch it, West High has dodged another big bullet.
So on a Liberty on their kickoff team, low hard screamers has been the order of the day for the kickoffs. This one we thought was touched by Ed Leach. We thought touched it. And are they saying that he did?
And they are marking it where he touched it, because you can see it would have been out of bounds if they put the ball up here on the 35. Instead, it's going out of bounds right there, putting West in a hole that I don't think, you know, they can keep putting themselves in. They got to come out eventually and do what they've done all year long, and that's make big plays. That's what they survived on. That's what they have to do. They're not going to grind out the game and run the ball up and down the field on this defense tonight.
Kern County, if you're wondering about the Disney California Adventure Tickets giveaway, we are going to do it. We're going to do it at halftime and at the 3rd quarter break. We're going to do it at the halftime and the 3rd quarter break because we had to get ourselves together quickly to get on the air. 1st and 10, West High School. Another penalty call, and we see Liberty players clapping, so I don't know what it could be, Brian.
Well, it's going to be what we've seen earlier, a false start this time. I thought it was going to be delayed, but it's a false start. And again, you can't afford to have these mistakes, especially against a team that's this good on defense.
So they'll start at 1st and 15. Once again, the Disney California Adventure Ticket giveaway will take place at halftime. I'll give the answer at halftime and ask the question at the 3rd quarter break. So for all of you faithful viewers, you're going to get your chance. Wegas drops back, throws it right at us. Look at this, Kern County comes right to our feet. The ball is intended out there to number 3. Kashif Castile, not caught. Beautiful pass, just a little over his head. Nice route, and West High still put it in the air.
Well, they don't have a choice, you know. I mean, they got to do what they've done all year. That's what they hit. They hit with Castile. But what we're seeing in this game we didn't see before is you're not seeing Castile run all by himself. He has a defender there, and he's being forced to make a difficult catch. The only chance he has on that catch, Vance, is to lay out with 2 hands and secure it. He cannot try to one-hand grab it.
2nd and 15. Wegas has Castile and Leach wide right. They decide to run the ball. The ball goes left, I think, to Cameron Huggins. I'll get the official yardage that he picked up. Oh, sorry, Kern County, it was Randy Turner. We'll get the official pickup that he had here in just a moment. I don't think it could have been more than 3 or 4 yards. Clock still says, okay, now it's 3rd and 8 with just under 4 minutes left. 15-0 is the score.
You know, man, I like to see West try to get the ball, those quick little passes we see them throw out to Turner and Leach, where they kind of like float out, the ball's delivered quick, and they got the ability to go 70, 80 yards against this team.
Wegas drops back, launches foot up again. This one over to Kashif Castile. Kashif Castile gets out of bounds at about the 27-yard line. He's hit hard in there by number 21, Ricky Henderson. We know that name.
Yeah, we do, but that time right there, Ricky got fooled by some speed. Afraid of Castile's speed, he drove him off, broke out. Henderson still went down. He's going deep. The ball is thrown on the money. Good throw by Wegas for a 1st down.
1st and 10, West High School. 3:33 left in the first half. West High School would love to get in the end zone here. A hard snap count by Wegas, and could be offsides in there by Fred White. And it is. So a rare penalty on the Patriots. Hard snap by Wegas, and we have a replay here of this hard count by Wegas, and we saw this all year with him.
Yeah, he has a good job of doing that hard count where he goes there, hut, hut, and then to get the guy to jump. But we also got lucky because if they didn't get that, there was motion by Leach in the backfield too.
Voice of Brian Adams, former BHS driller, UCLA Bruin. 3:36 left in the first half. 1st and 5. Castillo split right. They're going against Henderson. Pass over the middle, picked off by number 45, Chris Shipp. Oh my goodness, Kern County, what a first half for number 45, Chris Shipp.
Hey, Shipp is playing a heck of a ball game in this first half. Fumble recovery, knocks down a punt, attempted pass on a punt. Now he gets a big interception and gives that great offense a chance to put 6 more on the board.
So with any high-ranked defense, you have to have a couple studs in there. Shipp's one of them.
And he is. You know, right now, that defense has gotten the turnovers they needed, and you don't have a great defense unless you have a lot of different players that can play for you. And Coach Provençal definitely has that in his Liberty defense.
All season long, I've said they're the just like that team, and just like that, they've got the ball on the 50-yard line. Here comes the big fella, Horsberger. This time he's held up right at the line of scrimmage. Hit pretty well in there by number 68 and number 66, Demetrius Harris. So you can't blink your eyes at Liberty.
No, you can't. I mean, you feel good about yourself. You stop Horsberger on the first play, but then he either runs another 8-yard run on you, or they go to Nunez or Jay Williams for a big catch. So, I mean, so many weapons, so many options to choose for. The tough part is being offensive coordinator. Who you going to give the ball to?
We said something had to give. 2nd and 8, 2:56 left in this first half. Fontana, another fantastic first half for him. Sends Wells in motion. Fontana drops back. Lots of time. Wandering around. Now he's putting his legs to work. Here comes Fontana. He's running right as us. He's picking up blocking. Fontana gets a big block in there by Jay Williams. So Jay Williams levels a West High defender and gives just enough room for Fontana to pick up another first down. What a scramble.
Hey, Vance, what a great play by Fontana to stay alive, pick up a play. But I'm going to tell you, the best blocking receiver that we've seen this year is Jay Williams. I mean, he throws a load and hammers players when he blocks.
Must not be too bad at the high school level to have a 6'3", 200-pound receiver out there laying blocks for you.
No, it's not. And that's what being a complete receiver is about. Not only catching the ball, but willing to sacrifice your body and lay somebody out. It's a contact sport, and he made some contact.
2:36 left in the half, 1st and 10. Fontana. Reverse goes to John Nunez. Flag on the play. John Nunez brought down, goes out of bounds, and it looked like John Nunez had stopped. Laundry on the field, Brian.
Yeah, and that's usually in the holding zone somewhere in there. But we'll see what the call is, and as we see a player come off a little limp for West. But
Chris Peterson that's down.
And he's going off the sideline now, but it is a holding and a move back 10 yards. But right now, when you got a game 15-0, these kind of 10-yard setbacks, as the level of fall starting to clear up and you're getting better visibility, it's not going to be a big up a play for him because now you're relaxed, you're loose, and you're willing to try some things and make that big play and pile on.
We talked about the big line for West High School on both sides of the ball. Line coach Wyatt Ross has some pretty big linemen. Well, Liberty's got some pretty big linemen also. We'll try to get some names out to you. I know Adam Herron out there in the left tackle, number 71. So we've got Jay Williams split left right in front of us. 1st and 20 for Liberty. Fontana hands the ball off the middle to Horsberger. Horsberger picks up about 5 yards. And what looks like a routine run to him is just another 5 or 6 yard pickup.
Yeah, and he's getting there like 4 yards after contact. He's getting hit the line of scrimmage a yard off or so, and he's picking up 4 more yards. That's a different running style than we used to see with Houston, who kind of goes out in space 5 or 6 yards and then puts the nice move and makes the guy miss and picks up 8 or 9 yards.
Brian referring to Chris Houston, Centennial running back, out this week. Will he play next weekend? 1:49 left in the half. 15-0 Liberty leads. It's their ball. 2nd and 17. Fontana, 7-step drop. Lets it fly. He's got his man out there. Looks like it's Jay Williams. It's complete, and I believe it could be a first down.
Vance, it's hard to see the first down, but I think it's kind of short. I think the other marker is another 8 yards down the field, and we really can't see it because the fog, but it's going to pick up a 3rd down and a makeable 3rd down now because you're putting yourself in 6 or 7 yards where you can go to a screen play, a draw, a pass play. The whole playbook is open to pick up this first down.
Watching the replay, you can see Fontana throws it right on the money.
Yeah, and Williams does a good job using the size and jumping up, securing the catch. and he's playing against a sophomore out there on corner, and he has to take advantage of him.
Some key matchups out here on the left side with Williams and Nunez. That's where Fontana's looking. He throws it, and it's caught out by Jay Williams. Jay Williams breaks the tackle. Jay Williams stays on his feet, gets down to about the 5-yard line, so a big offensive play. Fontana to Williams. Williams breaks the tackle. It's going to be 1st and goal.
And right on cue, I talk about him having a sophomore out there against him. He has to take advantage of him. He runs it out, secures the catch, runs to the tackle, and he picks up some good yardage and puts it on 1st and goal from 3 yards out. And he hands the ball to his partner. And you know what time it is, Vance. You know what time it is now on the goal line.
Horsberger time. 1 minute, 18 seconds left. Clock's ticking. My guess is Horsberger.
Well, I tell you, they need to go with it. As you hear Coach Provençal yelling, clock, clock, they need to watch the delay of game.
Will they get this play off in time? 1 minute and 4. The big fella up the middle. Doesn't get in. Head coach Provençal yelling timeout. Fontana calls it, so clock stops at 53 seconds. Got to hand it to all of the game management crew here, the referees, the clock management, everybody that's making do here, because seconds could tick off without seeing these referees.
And, and they're doing a great job in this fog, calling a game. We're not seeing a lot of lines on the field, so they're letting the guys play. And again, keeping that clock on the field, doing an excellent job. And, really, Coach Provençal staff doing an excellent job. They have 2 timeouts, 53 seconds left. They know they can run 1 or 2 more plays on the ground and still use the timeout, and if need be, kick a field goal. But I doubt that they need to do that with 3 yards out with Horsberger in the backfield.
It almost seems remiss of us to not mention Cole Sorrell and the game he had against Bakersfield High School. The first game he was really truly carrying the rock pretty much every carry. This game we don't see him much because we've got Horsberger in there, so just shows you the depth of this Liberty squad.
We're talking about he has Horsberger, he has Sorrell. We saw Henderson get in the backfield. Berman, so they have a lot of weapons they can use from the running back position, and they got Wells, Nunez, and Williams a receiver, so they are a loaded team, and make no mistake about it, one of the better teams in the Valley.
2nd and goal from the 3-yard line. 53 seconds left in this first half. A foggy first half. Horsberger on the keeper. Touchdown, Liberty, 21-0.
That's just too much to ask this West defense to stop Horsberger 3 yards out when he's 6 yards deep in the backfield and just runs through him.
Mr. Moe on his back.
Mr. Moe is on that back for sure, and all you can do right now is your West is go in at halftime, regroup, and say, hey, 21-0, we can still do it, but you got to get your confidence back, and you got to find some way to get some big plays and get back in the game quick when you open up the second half.
McAtee wants to make it 22-0. The PAT, the snap, the hold, the kick, it's up and it's good. So 22-0, Liberty leads West with 49 seconds left in the first half. So Liberty will kick off for the 4th time in this first half, Brian. So many things that we'll probably try to get to as we kind of describe this game to our viewers. We pull up in the fog. I honestly didn't know if the game would continue to go. Your wife didn't either. Now as we come to the end of the first half, it's 22-0. West High School and this powerful offense goes up this heavy defense against Liberty, and we're starting to see one of the sides winning out.
Yeah, what you're seeing is balance. You're seeing a team that's balanced both offensively and defensively. They get the big plays on defense, big plays on offense. When a team can do that, it puts a lot of pressure on your offense to try to go out and do it in the shootout. But there's a lot of football left, Vance. I know I said this before in some games, and we watched the North High Stars come back. All you need is a big play, a big return, a big reverse, a pass, something to get your spirits back up and momentum on your side.
Thank you, Brian. Kern County, you're watching Time Warner's High School Football Game of the Week. Our proud sponsors, KERN 1410, Real Rock 104.3, and of course the Real Rock, Jesus Shack, and Young Woolridge. Who will be our Young Woolridge player of the game? We know we have if the game stopped right now, we know who it would be, Chris Shipp, but we still have another half of football.
Yeah, and you're right, man. We do have another half of football, but Shipp, I guess he saw Basham get one. He said, I want one on defense too, so he's coming to play.
Just a reminder, if you hear through my microphone, coaches yelling back up, referees yelling back up, players cheering for their other teammates, we are literally on the sidelines of Liberty calling this game in the fog. I'm standing next to Cole Sorrell, one of our Young Woolridge players of the game. He's about a foot away. Another low kick. Bobbled again by Ed Leach. Ed Leach looking for room. He's dangerous. He can run. And he gets brought down at the 26-yard line. There goes Liberty defense running on. Cole Sorrell looks over at head coach Provençal for the call. 42 seconds left in this first half. So does West High still try to get in the end zone, or they play it safe?
No, right now you play it safe. You're down 22-0. You don't want to do anything drastic, throw an interception, have a big fumble and return for you, and put yourself down 28-29-0. Hand the ball to your dive back, take the game out into the half, accept that you're down 22-0 in the first half, regroup, get in the offense with your offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, what you got to do, shore up the holes, and come back out and make it a game and see what you can do.
Castile, split right. Wegas, quick drop, lost one up. Just out of the hands of number 2, Peter Pena. He says he caught it. West High School booing the refs, of course. Our week 2 player of the game, Peter Pena. I don't know if he caught it or not.
Yeah, it's hard for us to see on that. Usually, fans, we can try to give you our opinion on, but we can't see over here on that far sideline. However, that's the matchup coming back in the second half I would look for. Peter Pena against
the guy in the fog.
Yeah, and I'm trying to figure his name, his number, and it's Chan Siad, and that's the matchup I would look for if I was West.
Pena against Sayed. Sorry, Brian, sorry. Second and 10, 35 left in the first half. My partner, Brian, coming through in the clutch as always. A new quarterback, Frank Brooks on a keeper. Not a bad call by Mike Lewis.
And that's a big hit on the sideline right there in Frank Brooks. Frank Brooks gives you the speed and the attack if you want to run that option. Now you got a quarterback who can attack and go 70, 80 yards on a run. Make no mistake about it, Frank Brooks, Randy Turner, and Ed Leach and Castile can flat out run.
One name that didn't come out of your mouth right there was Magsby. Obviously, we have to go along the thought that he's injured, not playing an important part of this ball game if he's playing.
Yeah, and that's what I think I saw him in for one play, and we haven't seen him back, so that has to be it. And he's been a big part of their offense in that dive.
Frank Brooks with a dangerous pass. The ball is fumbled, and it bounces out of bounds. The clock stops. So the ball bounced out of bounds, and Brian, call me if I'm crazy. Call me crazy, but it looks like the fog's rolling back in again.
It seems like it, Vince. I mean, just a minute ago, we could see all the way across. Now we can just see the shadows of some players. But again, this is what I didn't like about trying to go for it with only 40-something seconds left in the game, 42 seconds left in the game. You give the ball back and a chance for Liberty to do something. They have dangerous return players. They got dangerous receivers. Like she just ran the ball out, and hopefully for West, if you're a West High fan, it doesn't come back to bite you. I've seen a lot of things happen in the ball game in 20 seconds.
So as it stands, 4th and 6 for West High School, timeout on the field. If they're not successful in this play or something happens to go awry, we're looking at a powerful Liberty offense with the ball in the neighborhood.
Well, I'll tell you one thing I might try to do if I'm Coach Provençal on Liberty. I might go for the block punt right here and just let the guys go and see if you can get one.
22-0 to score. 20 seconds left in the first half. You're watching Time Warner's High School Football Game of the Week, Week 11, first week of playoff football, West High School at Liberty. This is Vance Palm alongside Brian Adams, and we are on the sidelines. And if you're just tuning in, there's nothing wrong with your set. A lot of fog out here in the Northwest. They almost get the punt block. So it's a very friendly Liberty bounce, and it'll be touched in there by about the 45-yard line with 13 seconds left. So Liberty actually, with 13 seconds left, Brian, talk us through it.
Well, 13 seconds left, and I thought they called timeout. So they have one timeout left. It shows the board. I thought they were out of timeouts, but the board shows one, so they have one left. They have a chance now, Vance, to throw a ball down to Jay Williams, jump ball it, catch it, timeout, kick a field goal.
Wow. Can you imagine? To lay a little more salt on the wound right before the half goes up. Fontana gives the call. They line them up. 13 seconds left in the half. 1st and 10 Liberty on the West High School 44-yard line. Fontana hands the ball up to Horsberger. Horsberger battles up the middle to about the 38-yard line, gets about 4 yards. And the clock continues to tick, so that'll be the last play of the half. Kern County, what an exciting first half in the fog. Liberty leads at home 22-0, and they get sent in the locker room with a huge, huge round of applause by their home audience. When we come back, I'll have head coach for Stockdale Mustangs, Dave Boyd, as my guest. We'll talk about his season. We'll briefly touch on not being in the season as I turn Brian around to say hello to Kern County. That's the score, 22-0. You're watching high school football at its best. Playoff football, Liberty leads. Back in a moment with halftime and our guest, Dave Boyd from Stockdale.
The media has become a staple in our everyday lives, whether it's a song, an advertisement, or even a news story.
Everywhere you turn, there's a message in one form or another.
Do you realize how much media your child is exposed to every day?
And everything your child sees and witnesses affects them.
It's time to take action and become involved in what messages your child comes in contact with.
Filter out the negativity and let these messages be positive.
It's up to us to shape their future. Let it be a happy one.
Some things can't be built in a day. Things like honesty, dedication, good hard work, and integrity. Since 1939, the law offices of Young Moldridge has had one of the strongest personal injury teams in the entire Central Valley. Today, that team is stronger than ever before. Through the years, our attorneys have won some of the highest dollar personal injury verdicts in Kern County. Put our experience to work for you. The law offices of Young Moldridge. Integrity you can trust.
Scoreboard says Liberty Patriots 22, West High Vikings nothing. I'm joined by two very distinguished gentlemen here in the high school football ranks. First, let's talk to a gentleman we had earlier in the season, and I asked him if he'd come back in the future if by chance we had their game. We did. Hey, Kern County, it's Mark White, assistant principal at Liberty High School and the inaugural athletic director. Mark, first of all, big news tonight, of course, is this fog, this crazy fog that we live in down here. Quick changes need to be made to get this game off, huh?
Yeah, it was when we came in today, the fog, we had a feeling it might come. Clovis West and Clovis East had the same problem last night up north, and we kind of expected it. A lot of changes. You guys had to make the most changes with your cameras and things. You guys did a great job. But everything just, you got to make the adjustments.
Football doesn't stop, does it?
No, football doesn't stop. We had a lot of questions. Hey, is the game canceled? No, it's not going to cancel. You play football anytime, any place.
Mark, let's talk about the spirit, the aura, the vibe this week out at Liberty High School for this big game.
Well, Vance, I know you were working out here this week. You came out to practice. It was all hard work on the team. I mean, they were preparing from day one. They were really into it. The kids had a big bonfire rally last night at our Booster Club president's house, and there's a lot of excitement out there this week.
Mark, I have a special guest here I'm going to introduce to Kern County in just a moment. Let's talk about the big story Wednesday, front page, center of the sports section, top of the column, Kevin Eubanks' article on the Stockdale snub, if you will. I bring you into the telecast tonight because it's at Liberty and because you have some insight as a former athletic director. Kind of walk us through the paces of a seeding process, if you will. Give us some insight, Mark.
Well, the seeding process is a little esoteric. I mean, there's 3 area commissioners, and then there's the actual CIF head commissioner, Jim Critchlow. They meet and they discuss records, placement in leagues, and things like that. It's a political in nature, and I think Coach Boyd probably understands that now. If anybody probably deserved to be in there was Stockdale High School. They got snubbed right there at the last, but it's very political. The North, out of the 90 schools in the section, probably 50 to 60 of those schools are north of Delano. So they kind of take care of each other up there, and that's kind of how it works, unfortunately.
Before we went on the halftime show here, you had mentioned that there was it's one of parity this year.
Yeah, it's definitely an issue of parity, like an El Nino year. It comes about every 13 years around here. But you don't have 2 dominant teams in the section.
you've got 8 to 10 teams that probably could win a section championship, and the parity makes it very difficult to see. Those guys did a great job. Believe it or not, I mean, the people in Fresno aren't happy with the seedings either. You know, it just was a tough year to really seed it. Those guys did the best they could.
Mark Wyatt, as always, I want to thank you. You've been a very busy man tonight, running through the fog and giving us all of our food. Hey, man, great job. Appreciate that, Mark. Thank you very much. And he walks us into our next segment here. Kern County, look who it is. If there was ever one guy that wanted to be at work tonight in this fog, it's this gentleman, the head coach for Stockdale Mustangs, Dave Boyd. First of all, Coach, first Friday night off in a long time, and you probably could have been doing a lot of different things, but you came to the game to support the high school football in Kern County, and you were on our show tonight. We certainly appreciate it. Thanks, and when I asked you to be on the show, one of the first things you had said to me was, Vance, I want to make it positive. I want to make it upbeat. All of Kern County's watching tonight. We all know about the Stockdale snub. I think it's just, it's right and it's practical for you to be speaking to the Kern County tonight. What are your thoughts?
Well, first of all, I'm very grateful to be here watching 2 good football teams play tonight, 2 coaches that are both friends of mine, and right now Liberty seems to be dominating the game. The part of it that we can see anyways with the fog out here, but yeah, sure, I'd like to be coaching tonight. You know, but if you spend all your time dwelling on something that you can't change, you're wasting a lot of energy. And obviously we can't change what happened, even though we don't agree with it, but it's time to move on, and we've told our kids that. And fortunately for us, we have a lot of young kids on our team this year. We're looking forward to next season. I feel bad for our seniors because they were a great group of kids, but you know, it's time to move on. It's time to focus on the future, and sometimes when you rely on someone else to control your destiny for you, it doesn't always work out the way you want. And so next year our goal is to control our own destiny and leave no doubt. And that's what we're going to do.
That's a great point you bring up, and we covered you week 1, game 1. Francis Ojukwu, Sam Betty, these guys really stepped up and beat Bakersfield High School in your first game. Those are the kind of moments that you guys can reflect on possibly and get motivated. You've been handed kind of in an odd way this great motivational tool, yes?
Most definitely. You know, at the beginning of the year, we didn't realize that we were going to have a very good season because we had a lot of young guys playing key roles for us this year. If somebody would have told us we'd have been 6-4, we'd have been very excited about it. But here we are with a chance to get in the playoffs, and, you know, things just didn't work quite well for us.
So once and for all, everything's okay at Stockdale?
Everything's okay at Stockdale. We're going to be back, and let's get next year rolling. We told our kids after Thanksgiving we start next season, so that's what we're looking forward to.
Coach Boyd, one last question. It must feel very special to be in this special group of high school coaches, this rich camaraderie and kind of a club, if you will. Talk about that, if you will.
You know, that's important because I know talking to coaches like Hartnett who've been around a while said that hasn't really been there in the past, and we've really tried to come together as a city. I appreciate all the support. Both guys coaching tonight gave us a lot of support, and you know, that's what we need. We're all in the same business. We're all working with kids, and we need to realize that we need to come together, and I'd like to publicly thank everyone for all the support they've given us, the people in the city, and let's try to make it worth it next year.
Class act. Head coach Dave Boyd, thank you for your time. Appreciate it. Good luck next year. It's halftime, 22-0. Liberty leads. We'll be back and talking about great kids to work with. We can hear the band. We can hear the football players. We're back in a moment with the second half of this first round of playoff football in the fog. Coach Boyd, once again, thank you. Back in a moment.
If you've been to a video rental store lately, you know that DVDs are replacing videotape faster than CDs replaced albums. And now, Time Warner Productions can transfer your own home videos to DVD. Up to 1 hour is $29.95, and up to 2 hours is $39.95. Videotapes can get brittle, sag, fade, or even break. By transferring your videotape to DVD, you are preserving your precious memories. Give us a call at 322-1941 for more information, or simply drop off your tapes in the Time Warner Cable Building.
KERN News Talk 1410, Bakersfield's hometown news and talk leader. The station you can trust first for breaking news and the most complete local coverage. We are KERN News Talk 1410, bringing you the pulse of the world, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Make an appointment with KERN News Talk 1410, Bakersfield's hometown news and talk leader.
The law offices of Young Woolridge, Kern Radio 1410, Real Rock 104, and Jesus Shack present the High School Football Game of the Week, exclusively on Time Warner Cable.
Kern County, we're back. It's third quarter action. First play from scrimmage. Westside kicked off. Liberty takes it at their own 40-yard line. Fontana drops back. Look at throwing right by S. It's out there for Williams. Williams makes, what would have been an outstanding play on the first play of scrimmage to start off this third quarter. Not a bad pass.
No, it wasn't a bad pass. You know, good coverage right there by Burks on the coverage, and Williams does an excellent job of trying to use the athletic ability to just turn his body midair, and almost made a great one-hand catch. But you got to give Brooks credit for coming over that safety position and making the hit that disallows the ball.
Tim Warren and Jasmine Alden are our winners from last week's Disney's California Adventure. The number's on the screen. It will be in just a moment. After this play, we're going to announce the question. Disney's California Adventure. Talk about an adventure. We're in the fog. 2nd and 10. Fontana hands the ball off to Horsberger. Horsberger, big, strong, tall kid. Maybe not that tall, but he's big and strong, and he gets up to about the 47-yard line. He just seems tall, Brian.
Well, he runs big. I know that. You know what I mean? And that's what you like to see out of his back. He runs hard. He doesn't quit. He'll drag a couple guys. He gets that first contact, bounces off, and picks up 5 or 6 yards.
What makes internet access so fast through Time Warner Cable? That is the question for California Disney Adventure. 3rd and 2. The ball goes to Horsberger. Horsberger plows his way up to about the 49-yard line. We'll have to see. That's going to be close.
Yeah, they're going to get a first down. They'll be moving the chains. But again, you know, when he gets going downhill like that, his momentum's going, he's a tough back to stop. He doesn't give you a good target. Hit him square in the chest. He kind of hit a shoulder pad. You bounce off. He keeps going. Good run for a first down.
Call him with your answers. 395-3343 for Disney's California Adventure. Fontana looking left. Wants Williams. Fontana in trouble. Fontana scrambles, somehow gets free, still on his feet. Goodness gracious, Kern County. Somehow Dominic Fontana ran out of trouble and got about 7 yards on the play.
Well, not as he ran out of trouble, but you'll see again, Jay Williams comes back, and he's looking to help out his quarterback, and he springs another block to let him go down the field, 5 or 6 yards.
As the crowd at home gets to see the replay, this crowd here still in fog. It hasn't lifted that much, and we're in the third quarter, and I still have not seen one person in the West High stands, and they're there. They're loud. It's 2nd and 5. We're just underway in the second half. Liberty leads 22-0. Fontana, another stellar ball game for him. He has Jay Williams split left. Fontana drops straight back, looks at Williams across the middle. A bullet on the money. Williams has the ball on the 35-yard line. Williams breaks free. Finally gets wrapped up in there by Frank Brooks, but a well-designed play. Perfect strike by Fontana. And just like that, another big first down.
Yeah, and that's what I talked about, that mix of run and pass. And right there, you just see Williams as being an athlete. He catches a slant across the middle, big target, but then he's very smooth. A nice little dip in, dip out, goes by a defender, picks up a first down, and it's spelling trouble for the West High Vikings right now.
Liberty in the neighborhood, walking down the street, getting ready to knock on the door again. It's 22-0. Uh-oh. Laundry on the field. I didn't see it, Brian. The ball's coming backwards. I never knew the call. Push in the back is what they call. Blocking in the back. So unfortunate. Mr. Momentum was starting to pick up for the Patriots, and they have to march it back. So they're back at the 45-yard line. It'll be 1st and long.
Well, Vance, you know, when you're down 22-0, you need a break. West High has got a huge break. The defense now has to capitalize and take advantage of this and shut the Liberty team out and force them to punt or get a turnover.
Great matchup all night long. Randy Turner out here guarding Jay Williams, but doesn't matter because the ball's inside. Ricky Henderson takes it about 4 yards. That'll bring up 3rd and still long after that penalty against the Patriots. So we're underway here in the third quarter. Hope you enjoyed our halftime show. Doesn't get any better than this. Mark Wyatt, former athletic director at Liberty, now assistant principal, gives us the insight on the seeding process. And head coach Dave Boyd for Stockdale was able to give us his insight on the big snub. 3rd and 1, huge play. Look at this matchup out here, Brian.
Well, the matchup's going to be in the trenches right there as Henderson falls over for the first down there.
So Liberty lines up their big guns out way out in the wing as a decoy. Henderson up the middle, first down, Liberty. And the clock keeps rolling. And in a game like this, when you're up 22 points, the fog big game like this, now you just grind that clock down.
Yeah, and this is what West High didn't want to see. You don't want to see Liberty have a drive of 4, 5, 6 minutes. You know, you want to give them 3 and out, maybe one more series and go 6 and out and get the ball back, but you did not want to see a drive with 3, 4, 5 minutes ticking off the clock.
West High head coach Rich Cornford has his hands full tonight. Dominic Fontana drops back. He finds his man. It's Richard Ball. It's another first down. And you might get tired of hearing it, Kern County, but just like that, one play, 25-yard pickup, another first down, just like that.
And, you know, they go to Ball, and I guess, Vance, we don't have to call a first down because I hear the fans up here every time it's a first down yell out, first down. But, again, when you have that balanced attack and you have that many good athletes, you allow them to round the clock and attack the defense.
8:55 in the third quarter. Liberty leads 22-0. Both teams know that they're playing possibly the last game of the season. Referee called it down. Westside would love to think it was a fumble, but it was not. Down on contact. Brings up second down.
Yeah, the whistle clearly blew before the hit popped the ball loose, so he's down by contact. But we're seeing Horsburgh come back as Ricky Harrison come up to the sideline. But, you know, he's a tough kid. He'll be back in. We see him come off with the wind knocked out of him.
You know, Brian, when we call the games up in the booth, these players don't look that big. You get down here sidelines, I'm 6'5", and they're staring me eye to eye, and they're 16, 17 years old. Big guys, huh?
Yeah, they're growing bigger now, Vance. That's just how it is, evolution.
Fontana drops back. Drop play to Horsburgher. Horsburgher up the middle, but looks like another holding play. Head referee Dennis Matthews makes the call himself, and they've had to overcome some things. Holding again.
Yeah, right there, they had a draw play set up. Defensive line busted through, but there's a holding on the offense. So you're going to move it back 10 yards from the spot of penalty.
Fontana, quarterback, gives him a chance to come over to the sidelines to discuss things with Kirk Boyer. We're under 8 minutes left in the third quarter. West High, powerful offense, if not the most powerful offense in the area, has yet to put a point on the scoreboard, Brian.
Yeah, you know, and one of the things that we can talk about is they're averaging, I think it was like 34 points a game. And 6 common opponents between West High and Liberty, West High is only averaging 28 points. So as you can see, as the level of competition is coming up, so are their points per game going down.
2nd and 20. Fontana drops back, could be in trouble. Shuttle pass. It's caught out there by Wells. They make something of it, but they certainly are happy that they avoided disaster.
Yeah, and that's a great catch by Wells, but also a great tackle by Peterson right there, coming up from his position in defense and keep it to a short to minimum gain.
So it looks like a third and about 20 yards for Liberty. The clock continues to click, and I think we're going to see a lot of that clock movement here in the third quarter. Seeing that they're up 22, if they dare think of the fact that next week they're going to be playing, they don't want to take any risks, do any crazy plays. 3rd and 20, 7 minutes left. Fontana, behind center, drops back. Looks like a screen play. It is. Passes out to Richard Ball. Ball gets nothing. So West High School holds him. Field goal unit being called by head coach Provençal. This could be a long one. And given the fact that it's in this moist air, we'll have to see.
Yeah, and you know, you've got a good point, Vance. That moist air is going to make it a little bit harder for the ball to travel through. But obviously they feel they have a good foot to kick the field goal, so they're going to go for it.
Chris Newton's the holder. Has been holding all year for McAtee. He's done a fine job. So it looks like a 45-yarder. It's up. It's in the fog, and it is no good. Didn't make it. First down, Vikings.
West High Vikings defense dodged a huge bullet, took advantage. They have to go now and attack quickly. They cannot afford to take 6 minutes off this clock, 5 minutes off the clock. They've got to get in the game quickly and make a point right in these first few plays.
So here comes the Vikings. They've got the ball on the 20-yard line. 6:20 left in the third quarter. We're on the sidelines tonight. You're watching Time Warner's high school football game of the week. Heavy action. We couldn't call it from the booth because we couldn't see the field. Wegas hands the ball up the middle. Magsby. Well, Randy, once again, Kern County, I have to apologize for the programs, not as exact as we would like to have them. Brian, you say 23 is?
That's Randy Turner.
Okay, Randy Turner at 23. And he's been 23 all season, folks. We just didn't have him in this program. He was our Young Woolwich Player of the Game and Homecoming King a few weeks back. 1st and 10, Wegas. Hands the ball at the middle to Ed Leach. Leach gets nothing. Randy Turner is limping, and he'll go out of the game. Another tough break for West High.
Yeah, it is, and you saw his speed, his quickness on that play back there, Vance. I mean, he gets an inside handoff on the counter, and he breaks it for a first down, about 11-yard run. But we see Magsby now, he's coming in the game, so, you know, maybe they're going to suck it up, and Magsby's going to try to pound up the middle for him. I don't know. So this is the first time we've seen him, Vance.
Well, they got 17 minutes possibly left in their season, so it is time to suck it up.
Oh, yeah, no doubt about that. But, again, I think they got to try to take Castile on the outside, force inside on Henderson, and use his speed to blow by him and throw the ball deep.
Leach in motion. Wegas pitches out to Leach. Leach on a carry. Leach gets free. Nice carry by Leach. Gets up to about the 39-yard line. So, once again, the speed of West High, we just haven't seen enough of it tonight.
No, and what you're having is just having a team that has some speed themselves, not as fast, but they play good fundamental defense in other positions, and that can negate maybe the little fans they do have the speed. But the one player I know they have an advantage in, and that's Castile. And if Henderson's going to play that close on the line against Castile, he has to take a chance downtown and beat them deep. There's no safety to help him, as you see by the lineup in the secondary.
Kern County, you just saw in that shot, we're shoulder to shoulder with the coaching staff. 3rd and 1, West High School. Huge first down that they just pick up, and he's still free. Look at this. Magsby gets the call, and Magsby gets about 12 yards and a big first down.
Yeah, where's Magsby been all night? You know, I know he had an injury problem, but like you said, Vance, he's sucking it up. They need a big play. He provided for them.
So first down Vikings behind the stalwart running of Ronald Magsby, who we've seen in the previous 2 games. We're really making an influence in the West High offense. Haven't seen him enough tonight. I happen to think, hurt or not, he's going to get the call.
Well, yeah, he's going to get the call, but again, you can't afford to just keep running the ball and think that, you know, you're going to hold the Liberty offense to nothing.
Wegas throws left. It's caught. I don't know who it is yet, Kern County, but I'll let you know. Oh, it's Peter Pena with a reception. Picks up about 4 yards, so it's 22-0 in the 3rd quarter. 4:20 left in the 3rd quarter. This is Vance Palm alongside my partner, Brian Adams. Been a lot of fun down here. You love it, don't you?
Oh, I love it on the sideline. I mean, you just feel all the excitement and energy from the players. I mean, it's nothing like being on the football field.
We're hearing the score over the loudspeakers. Clovis ahead of BHS, 14-3. 2nd and 6 for West High School. Turner in motion. Wegas decides to keep it. Gets nothing. Should bring up 3rd and 6.
Yeah, that's going to bring up 3rd and 6, like you said. And, you know, again, you're trying to get the guy who can hurt you the least with the ball. And that's what Liberty defense is doing. They're stringing it out, they're taking away the pitch, and they're making Wegas keep it.
3rd and 7 is the exact yardage. And Brian Bean down in the field, we're privy to seeing more things than just being up in the booth. And what I see are some pretty distraught emotions right now. Some of the Vikings getting on each other, and they seem upset. I'll get your thoughts on that in a moment. 3rd and 7, Wegas trying to call out the signals. 2 players in motion now. Looks like we've got some confusion, and Wegas has to call a timeout. Kern County, this Liberty fans, the fans in Liberty have these noisemakers, the horn blowers, and they're letting them hear it. Wegas has a very hard time getting the call off.
Yeah, he did. Right, there's some confusion. The lineup wasn't correct. People weren't in the right position. But Vance, you're right. I'm watching like you, and I'm seeing players starting to get a little fidgety, a little agitated with each other, and they cannot do that. They have to stay as a team. You didn't get 9 victories arguing with each other. You come in, you settle down, and you get together, and you got to put some points on that board. But again, it's taking too much time to strike. They got to use some big plays, and they have some big play performers.
The voice of Brian Adams, former BHS driller. A lot of driller influence on this field tonight. Head coach Dave Boyd from Stockdale Mustangs, graduated in '85 from drillers. You said that's back in the old days, my friend, back when I was back going to school. Also, we have Provençal, Boyer, yourself here calling the games. A lot of BHS driller pride here.
Yeah, unfortunately for Boyer, he couldn't get a ring with us. He's at West High, but...
Oh, sorry, Kirk.
And Kirk, I know you're going to get me for that one, but I had to throw that out there since Vance threw it out there for me.
Oh, I'm in trouble now. 3rd and 5. The ball goes up the middle. Looks like it's Magsby. Magsby does not pick up the first down, that's for certain. It'll be 4th, and we'll find out how much. No, sorry, Cameron Huggins on the carry. Cameron Huggins. Brings up 4th and 1, Brian.
And they got to go for it. I mean, they're in 4-down territory now for the rest of this game.
So we're stopping the clock to bring the chains on. I believe that's the call. No, they gave him the first down. They're moving the chains. So a shocker from us. I didn't think they picked up enough yardage, but they give it to them. So 1st down and 10, West High. Boy, they needed that.
Yeah, they did. They needed something to keep the offense going. But again, not only need to keep it going, they got to score, Vance. I mean, they're taking so far almost 3 minutes on this drive. And again, time will run out if they continue to do that because Liberty has the ability with that running game, that controlled passing game, to grind the clock out on you.
1st and 10. Clock's ticking. Under 3 minutes in the 3rd quarter. Liberty leads 22-0. West High School yet to get into the end zone with this powerful offense. Cameron Huggins in the backfield. Wegas, quarterback, drops back, throws on up. Not caught by a West High School player, and it's going to be incomplete. That'll bring up 2nd and 10. I can't give you the number of who it was intended to until he drifts back in here out of the fog, out of the moor, and it was Peter Pena.
Our old buddy Pickin' Pete over there, and you know we've seen him. He's another great athlete like Jay Williams, able to control his body. If he gets a chance to make a play on the ball, he can jump over a player and make a really terrific catch.
2nd and 10. Kashif Castile split right. The ball goes to Cameron Huggins up the middle, and against this Liberty defense, Brian, that's a tough order.
Yeah, it is. You know, especially when they can play for it. You know, they have had some success in their dives on a few plays where they've gotten 8 yards or 12 yards with Magsby. But again, when you're doing this kind of methodical offense, dive, pitch, trying to throw, you're using a lot of time, and time is something that West really does not have a lot of.
Speaking of time, those West High coaching staff watching this clock tick away, and every tick, it's like a thump on their heart. 3rd and 7, Wegas with Turner in the backfield. Quick drop, Wegas in trouble. Look out, it's Jimmy Basham. He throws him to the turf, and he brings him all the way back to the 45-yard line. There's your guy, Basham.
Yeah, I really love this kid off the edge. I mean, he does a good job. You rarely see quarterbacks get outside of him. He keeps contained, and he has that leverage, and he brings the quarterback down. As you know, again, it's 4th and 7, so they're bringing him down into punting situation, and you got to watch the fake punt right now because right now is desperate times for West High.
Not a fake. It's an end-over-end punt, and it goes out probably about the 25-yard line. Not a very good punt. So Jimmy Basham, Week 9 Young Woolridge Player of the Game, our first defensive player to win that award, comes through with another big sack and pretty much the exclamation point on that series for Liberty's defense.
Yeah, he just pretty shut it down right there, and you know, that kind of one more dagger, one more nail in that coffin, taking away that steam and that effort out of West High.
And more bad news for West High. Liberty's got the ball.
Yeah, it is, because again, they have the ability with that running back in Horsberger and their receivers to control the clock and control the ball.
Split left out in front of us, Jay Williams and John Nunez. Great receivers. What a matchup out here. Fontana hands the ball to Horsberger. Horsberger seeing action again since having to sit out a few ball games due to ineligibility issues. He's back as the clock keeps ticking. Just over a minute left in this 3rd quarter. West High School's defense on the field a long time tonight, Brian.
Yeah, you know, and I talked about earlier, I had some keys to the game. We didn't get a chance to do them, but one of them is Liberty controlling the ball, controlling time possession, and wearing down that West High defense that we've seen this year. When those defenses play a lot of minutes, as we saw BHS happen to Centennial, you wear down and big plays start coming against you, and as you know, you lost the ball game.
Under a minute left in the 3rd quarter. Fontana drops back. Completes the pass out to the right side, basically at the line of scrimmage. I don't think it was much of a gain. And it was out to Jay Williams. So a quick pass to Jay Williams gets nothing. And that brings up 3rd and 5. Clock keeps ticking, Brian.
And that's just bad news, man, if you're a West High Viking. But again, 3rd and 5, that's a good down for you if you're Liberty, because you still can run the ball effectively and you can pass the ball. So you pretty much, again, have almost every play in your playbook available to you to pick up this first down.
13 seconds left in the third quarter. I don't believe we'll see a play called. I believe they're going to let it run out, and they will. Kern County, the score remains 22-0. No score in the third quarter. We'll be back in a moment with the final quarter of this first round of high school playoffs. You're watching Time Warner's high school football game of the week. West High still not in the end zone. They trail by 22. Back in a moment, but first, a special notice from our very special sponsors.
Some things can't be built in a day. Things like honesty, dedication, good hard work, and integrity. Since 1939, the law offices of Young Moldridge has had one of the strongest personal injury teams in the entire Central Valley. Today, that team is stronger than ever before. Through the years, our attorneys have won some of the highest dollar personal injury verdicts in Kern County. Put our experience to work for you. The law offices of Young Moldridge. Integrity you can trust.
KERN News Talk 1410, Bakersfield's hometown news and talk leader. The station you can trust first for breaking news and the most complete local coverage. We are KERN News Talk 1410, bringing you the pulse of the world, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Make an appointment with KERN News Talk 1410, Bakersfield's hometown news and talk leader.
Back to the beginning of the fourth quarter. Vance Palm alongside Brian Adams. That's, if you're just tuning in, you're looking behind us. That's right, football players. We're standing on the sidelines tonight. First play of the fourth quarter. Horaceberger running right at us. Look at this big fella run. Nice tackle out there by Frank Brooks, but not until Horaceberger picks up 15 to 18 yards. And when that kid's running right at you like he was, wow.
You know, I give Frank Brooks a good open field tackle against a big, strong back like that. He goes in low, wraps him up, secures the tackle, but not before it gets the first down. And you know what? More importantly than that first down, that clock is still moving, Vance. That clock is still moving.
www.timewarnerbakersfield.com. What a website. If you want to find out about Disney's California Adventure, if you'd like to see who the young Woolridge player of the game is tonight, if you'd like to see Mike McQuarrie, the legendary musical demigod on the sidelines alongside me. Hello, Mr. Mack. First and 10. Dominic Fontana is running this offense like a well-oiled machine. He's got Nunez in motion. Uh-oh, this machine just ran out of time.
Yeah, it's possibly going to be a delay game right here. Delay game. From the call, and basically just get the playing time, and that's what you want to do. And now the clock won't start until the snap. So that's something, if you're Liberty fans and you're Liberty sideline, you didn't want to see. You want that clock to roll and get out of here with this victory.
11:27 left in the ball game. First and 15 for the Patriots. Fontana on first and 15. Drop straight back. Drop play to Horaceberger. Horaceberger gets about 5-6 yards. Hey, Kern County. Tasty tri-tip rating tonight. Unbelievable. Liberty High School has raised the bar. We can only give 5 stars, Brian, but they raised the bar. Hand delivered to us, by the way.
Well, we'll give them 5 gold stars. How about that? Just not regular 5 stars, 5 gold stars.
Brian Adams gives Liberty High School 5 gold stars for the tasty tri-tip. He must be trying to angle in for a little post-game snack. 2nd and 12. Fontana to Horaceberger. Nice pursuit by the West High defense. Big hit in there early and quick. Keeps Horaceberger stalled.
Yeah, and you know, right now the West High defense do what they need to do. They're getting them in situations where they can get them to punt the ball, but the offense, once they get the ball, they have to start to attack. They cannot hold back anymore and try to run the dive play and run the ball. They have to attack. They got to try to get Castile and his speed out there and go for it. They got to take some chances.
That's Brian Adams on Vance Palm. We're on the sidelines with the Liberty High School team and coaching staff. Closest sideline to our truck. Fontana drops back. Wow. threw a dart in there to Jay Williams, but broken up just in time by Randy Turner.
Yeah, and that's a great play, and it's not Randy Turner, Vance, but it's a sophomore player who was pulled up when Peter Pena was hurt, and he played so good they kept him playing. And I can't remember his name, or we don't have it written in our program. But they get the ball back on the punt right here. If they can get a big return or a punt block, they might have some action still.
But number changes in our lineup. I don't know the correct names. 4th and 14, Fontana. A quick punt. He's got Frank Brooks back at the 10-yard line. Frank Brooks looking for some room. Frank Brooks wrapped up in there at about the 25-yard line. We'll get the official mark here from our scoreboard in just a moment. So, although the Patriots are up 22-0 and there's less than 10 minutes left in the ball game, the coaching staff over here is still stalking around, still have that scowl on their face. In no way, shape, or form are they letting up.
Yeah, and coaches don't quit until they get the game in the bag, you know. Now, I can guarantee if it was 2 minutes left, you get 22-0, you have a different outlook on your face. But right now, they still know that West High has some really potent offensive players out there that can still make some big plays and get back in this game.
Ed Leach in motion, 1st and 10. Wegas drops back. Wegas throws across the middle, overthrows his intended receiver, and that's Randy Turner. Turner looks at the referee, would like a bit of a call, and gets nothing.
Yeah, right there, he was just sandwiched up, covered tight. You know, a little incidental contact. He and the defensive players, they're not going to call that on any level. But what you got to do is you got to hustle back, though, and you got to keep striking it. I mean, there's just no time now. They have to go back and try to make a big play or catch the ball and get out of bounds, almost like a 2-minute drill with 9 minutes left.
West High School up on the line of scrimmage very quickly. 9:50 left in this ball game. They trail by 22. Wegas on an option goes ahead and pitches it out to Ed Leach. Ed Leach tries to make a move, but all of a sudden there's 7 Liberty players trying to make the tackle at once. They're pumped up, Brian.
Yeah, they are. You know, and again, you're not a top-ranked defense without being a good fundamental ball club on defense. They don't go out of position, and it's going to be hard, even if you have speed, to outrun to the sideline, because they can neutralize that by being in position. Again, it's to the point now where you can't afford to run the ball like that. Luckily, they got a bounds to stop the clock.
3rd and 10. Clock keeps running. We're coming up to the 9-minute mark. Wegas drops back, looking left. Wegas completely dominated at the line of scrimmage by the Liberty defense. His pass is batted down. That brings up 4th down, and you're starting to see some heads hang from these West High Vikings, Brian.
Oh, yeah, you know, and unfortunately, when you're a player, you kind of get that internal clock ticking. You kind of know that time's running out, and you're just in a bad predicament, and that's when you start getting down and you start arguing with each other, and then all of a sudden the game gets totally out of hand.
4th down, Vikings will punt. I don't believe we'll see any type of a fake here, but you never know. Back to punt, Chris Peterson. Chris Peterson goes ahead and gets it up. It's a nice punt, tight spiral. Scott Wells takes it on the 45-yard line. Oh, a big, big block out there by number 45. Chris Shipp absolutely leveled Peter Pena. And I mean, it was a big, big hit. 1st down, Patriots.
Yeah, 1st down, Patriots. Shipp, he makes plays to knock the ball down on a punt return team. Then he comes and makes a huge hit on a punt return.
It looks like we might have some laundry here, Brian. Let's find out. We do. There's a flag on the play. I never even saw the flag go up, of course, in this fog. I don't know what the call is, but I can tell you by the response from the coaching staff on the Liberty side, they seem to think that it's against them, and I believe that it's going to be. What's the call, Brian? Do you know?
It said holding against West, and then they did some other signal. I think they pointed towards Liberty. And that's what they're walking, so I think it was an unsportsmanlike conduct.
Familiar referee from years in Kern County, Mike Patton, marches that ball back to the 48-yard line. We're getting the call right here. Brian, give it to us succinctly, will you?
They called a holding on Blue and a dead ball personal foul on Blue. So it may be that West High still has the ball. Let's see if we can get closer.
Well, that's one thing about working on the sidelines, Brian. We're about 5 feet away from the referee. Head coach Provençal calls the defense on, so significant call against Liberty. Did you get it all, Brian?
Yeah, what he said is one of the players from Liberty threw the guy over him, so that's where you get the holding from. And then you have the personal foul. So you get the holding, it gives them the 1st down, then the personal foul, that attacks an additional 15 on the play, and that could change momentum as West High Vikings get the ball, and they're able to attack Now in the Liberty 49-yard line.
Wells, a pretty nice return by Wells, and a Division I layout by Chris Shipp on Peter Pena. So Pena standing in front of us. Obviously he's okay, but he took a serious pop. 1st and 10, West High School at the 48-yard line of Liberty. If there's any life left, this is the time to use it right now.
Well, again, I can't say it again. They have to attack now. If you speak Spanish, ahorita.
The Time Warner crew's loving it. Ahorita. Wegas drops back. He needs something now. He lets it fly. The ball slips out of his hands. It's caught out there by number 3, Kashif Castile. So the ball kind of flailed out of Wegas' hands with this moist weather tonight, but it was brought down by Castile. Here's a replay. Nice grab by Castile.
Yeah, Castile does a good job of going up, attacking the ball, secures the catch. But they got to get to this line of scrimmage, Vance. They got to go. They got to go.
2nd and 1. West High School trying to get in the end zone for the first time. Wegas drops back. Here comes Jimmy Basham. Basham misses on this. Wegas throws it out to Pena. Pena has it at the 30-yard line. Oh, could be a crackback block, and it is. A clipping call right in front of us. There's the flag. And doggone it, Castile comes over to Randy Turner and his teammate and says, partner, you got to use your head here. He was already going down. Talk to us, Brian.
Yeah, right there, Randy Turner's made a bad decision to try to come back and help Peter, and that's what he was doing. He was trying to help. But, you know, those numbers are showing you can't go in for the block, especially when you have Pena, who's a kid who has the ability to go one-on-one and make a guy miss.
So tough call against West High School, but we saw it happen right in front of us. So just when Mr. Momentum's starting to pick up for West High School, another mistake is made. Randy Turner, young Woolwich player of the game, a few weeks back, along with being homecoming king. Great athlete, great student, great young man. Hey, Kern County, what a number, 3/22/1941. This is a tape that will get purchased by a lot of people. The Fog game from 2002, West at Liberty. 3/22/1941 if you want to give it a ring and order your copy of this football game tonight. First week of high school football on Time Warner's High School Football Game of the Week. Once again, we want to thank Real Rock 104.3, KERN 1410, Jesus Shack, and Young Woolridge. We'll have the Young Woolridge player of the game right after this. 8 minutes and 14 seconds left. And this very important ball game for this young program at Liberty High School going up against the storied West High Vikings, for many years perennial Valley champions, league champions. They went through a tough spell. Now they're back, and Coach Cornford serving notice. Get ready for the Vikes for the years to come.
Well, one thing that you have to say is they do have that history, but in terms of these two teams playing, Liberty is actually the team with the most experience. A lot of these players played last year and won a title in the South Sequoia League big schools, so they actually have the advantage. These guys have never been to the playoffs. This is their first time. This is their first taste. And tonight, just like they weren't ready out the gate to play at this level you have to play in the playoffs.
Brian Adams, speaking of the West High Vikings, great season, but time is running out. Coach Cornford and his assistants Wyatt Ross, Mike Lewis, and Anthony Saba put together a powerful offense this season. Let's see if they can get in the end zone. Wegas. Counter option up the front. Leach is in big time trouble. Lost about 4 yards on that. And if it's possible, this Liberty defense is even picking it up a notch.
Yeah, they are, and that's what they do. They just play hard, contain, assignment football, and they go to the ball. Once they see the runner has the ball, they're flowing. I mean, you see 4 or 5 Liberty Patriots making tackles. When you have that kind of defense, there's no wonder you're tops in the valley.
2nd and 13, 7:45 in the ball game. That's what's left. Jonathan Wegas, quarterback for West High School, has had his challenges tonight. He drops back. He's under pressure. Can he get it off? Uh-oh. He cannot. Maybe gets about 2 yards on a keeper. That'll bring up 3rd and probably 11. So, Brian, with the elements of fog, with the elements of maybe some jitters, as you say, for West, from some kids not being in this type of a ball game yet. They came off a very tough ball game last week. They're fatigued, beat up from playing against another powerhouse, Centennial. Maybe just too much to ask tonight from the Vikings.
Well, you know, I don't know if it's too much to ask, but I do think that this is what they didn't prepare for with their preseason schedule. They didn't prepare for to play these kind of games against Centennial back-to-back, Liberty back-to-back, North High, and it's just showing for them because in those last 3 games, they're going to end up being only 1-2 from a team that was 9-0.
A salient point from Brian Adams with a stoppage of the clock here. The only time we're going to see it stop is, I think, if we have a timeout. or if West High School puts the ball in the air, because Liberty is going to keep continuing to grind it out on the ground when they get the ball back.
Yeah, I mean, and they're pretty much going to run it. Like you said, if they get the ball back, they're going to keep it on the ground, throw a short control pass, so they can pick up a first down. They know they have time on their side. And with 22 points against a defense who really, 21 points against East, against their second team, they're not going to give up 22 points in 7 minutes. It's just not going to happen.
We're back in action. Wegas drops back. Wegas rivals out to Peter Pena. Peter Pena drops the ball. He had a ton of footsteps running at him.
Well, what he was trying to do, he really wasn't driving it. He was trying to catch it and pitch it. They had a hook and lateral on, which is a good call, but unfortunately, they just couldn't control the pass to get the pitch off. So, again, they're going for it. 4th down and 12. They have no choice.
Offensive coordinator for the Vikings, Mike Lewis, quote-unquote, pulling out all the stops, Brian. 4th and 12. And as you say, West High School has to go for it. Clock is stopped at 7:15. Wegas sends Turner in motion. Wegas drops back. Throws the ball out to the left side. Look at this, Kern County. It's caught. It's a reception. Looks like it was to Randy Turner. Randy Turner was the running back off to the right side. He hauled it in. First down, West High School. They're still breathing, Brian.
They're still breathing. They're still alive. But that's what we saw earlier in the year. Going the ball out of the backfield to Turner and Leach. Those are hard people backing on the backfield for the linebackers to cover. They don't have a linebacker in Liberty's team that can run step for step with Turner or Leach.
Great point you made, but you made it in the second quarter. Now it's late in the fourth quarter. Leach in motion. Wegas drops back. Wegas, ball batted down out there by number 76, Zach Dewing. So we haven't talked specifically a lot about this defensive line for Liberty, but they set the tone in the trenches.
Well, that's where the battle's won. Anytime you got a front four that can get sacks, can stop the dive play, then you already got the half the battle run, because that means you're stopping that team's play to set the run up for the pass, and you're also just negating their pass because of your pressure. So that's basically where the game's been won, and some great linebacker play from Ship.
2nd and 10, Leach in motion. Wegas hands the ball up the middle. No, he keeps it. Decides to pitch it to Leach. Leach trying to get outside. Makes a pretty good move, but he's finally drug out of bounds at about the 18-yard line, but the clock stops, so not a bad play.
No, it's not. And the thing is, here's a situation where they get the pitch, but it's only going to go up for about maybe a 3 or 4 yard run, because, again, the secondary players, the support players, are there waiting for Leach. He makes a good move to get a free of one guy, but he's only able to pick up 5 yards. But at least he got out of bounds to stop the clock. Well, no, he didn't get out of bounds. The clock's still running.
Did not get out of bounds. Clock continues to roll from our vantage point, which is not a very good vantage point at times. It looked like he had gone out of bounds. Did not. Clock keeps running. 3rd and 5. Wegas lobs it up. Kern County, it's a touchdown. West High School pass is complete. Well, there's confusion. I got one referee saying no, one saying yes. Based on this crowd from West High School, it looks as if they scored a TD, and they did. Touchdown. 6. So they got on the board, Brian, with a nice pass from Wegas. I can't tell you who even caught the ball. It looks like it might have been Peter Pena as Peter Pena comes up.
It was Castile, Vance. Castile's on the right, Pena's on the left. And he's the guy that they should have gone to earlier. I said it a few times earlier, because he's the one guy who has the speed to make a mismatch.
Extra point blocked. And at Kern County, I must tell you that there are advantages to standing on the sidelines. We've got the replay of the touchdown, and Brian, as we're watching it, John Nunez, the defender, came walking by us telling Coach Provençal he didn't catch it.
Well, we don't say it, but, Nunez, if I was the player, I'd come back and tell Coach he didn't catch it either, even if he did. But no, it's a situation, again, he makes a catch, they call it a catch, is what the referees mean.
And guess what? Our fellas in the truck at Time Warner Cable saw the replay. He caught it. He made a touchdown pass. Thanks, fellas. Appreciate it. So we're back on the field again. 22-6 is the score. Mixed PAT. 6:01 left on the clock. And Brian, I've done a lot of things in my life. Been around the world a few times, and I was even an assistant coach and a radio guy for BC Renegades. But never have I called a high school playoff football game on the sidelines due to a fog. And I'll tell you what, I've been to London a few times, and the London fog has nothing on the Kern County fog. You dig it?
I can dig it, Vance, because right now, I'm loving this, just to be on the sideline around the players and to hear the conversations going on. I'm in high school football heaven right now.
Time Warner, don't be surprised if next season Brian Adams is on the field. giving me the action. He probably doesn't want to come back up in the booth after this. He loves being here and standing next to his former head coach. Doesn't get any more special than this, does it, Brian?
No, I mean, this is a great thing to see a guy that I played with and battled with and having success and coach.
Here's a kickoff. Scott Wells running down there. And he picks up the ball very deep on this football field. Makes a switchback. He's got some room. Scott Wells still on his feet. And he's finally taken out of bounds at about the 25-yard line. So it looked like from here that he grabbed the ball on the goal line and got about a 25-yard carry. Brian, you were talking about your head coach, Pat Preston, and now he's an assistant principal at Liberty.
Yeah, he is. You know, that's good to see him. You know, he did his thing on the field, coached us, and he gave us a lot of vital, you know, rules to live by in life. You know, be disciplined, be respectful. You know, if you make a commitment, stick to it. And, you know, and that's how he's been able to go from being a top-notch football coach to a top-notch administrator.
Thank you, Brian. Hey, Kern County, next week, we don't know who we'll be covering yet. We'll let you know Monday on our website, but it's going to be a big one. It'll be the second week of playoff football, so stay tuned, get onto our website. 5:53 left in this ball game, 22-6. Patriots come marching down the field again. The ball goes to Horsberger. Horsberger loses his footing, doesn't pick up anything, but the clock keeps going, doesn't it?
Yeah, it is, and unfortunately for West, that's the thing you don't want to see. Even though he falls down, they're still ticking. They'll snap the ball at about 5:20, 5:15 on the clock, and just keep running the clock out, and not give the West High team a lot of time left to make any plays and to get the 22 points they need to tie the game up.
Hey, Kern County, there's 5 minutes, 26 seconds left in this ball game, and it's the first time that Brian and I have been able to see the stands at West High School. Believe it or not, the first time I've even been able to see the football stands. The ball goes up the middle of Horsberger. He picks up a couple more yards. They continue to grind it away, and the clock continues to work against West High School. Horsberger's got to be happy, back in the action, carrying the leather, moving the ball up the field for a squad.
Yeah, he's come back, you know, to have that many weeks off. I think it was 5 or 6 weeks he was off. And to come back and not show any rust and a play he's never, like he's been there and stay on beat, shows a tribute to his great athleticism and his desire to stay in shape and work hard while he had to wait to get reinstated.
5'10", 185 pounds is Horsberger. 3rd and 5 for the Patriots. Horsberger in the backfield with Berman. Fontana drops back, throws a beautiful pass out there to John Nunez. I'm sorry, Jay Williams, but it was broken up by not Randy Turner, but the stopper we don't know the name on. So Liberty doesn't convert, doesn't get the first down. Clock stops, they'll boot it out to West. So West, you know, they're down a lot, they're down 16 points, but got to keep going.
You got to keep plugging in. They got some breaks when they were down to keep the drives going, and Frank Brooks can't run it back on you.
Dangerous Frank Brooks, fair catches. He's got it at the Liberty 46-yard line. So the West High School band, under the direction of Dr. Stephen Metler, trying to cheer their team on, trying to get them going. And let's see what they can do. 4.5 exactly left in this ball game. Brian, if you're a Liberty High School player, you can't help but start to get a little more stoked. You're getting closer.
And you're starting to have shades of BHS now. You know, you think you got a game won, and they drive the ball down and almost beat you. But, again, the defense has to settle down. But if you're West High, there's nobody covering right here on Pena.
A late addition to the defensive squad. Look at this. Wegas. It looks as if it was a fumble, and it was. First play from scrimmage for West High School on pretty much their last chance, and they give it up.
Yeah, and guess who picks up the fumble? Basham. I mean, this guy is an excellent football player, hard-nosed, dodging the ball, and West High just wasn't unite. You know, the defense comes through that front line we talked about, knocks the ball loose from Wegas, they recover it, and pretty much now, I believe that Liberty will be able to just run the clock out.
So as it stands, Kern County, 4 minutes, 22 seconds left in the ball game. Liberty leads 22-6. It's 1st and 10 for the Patriots. They just punted the ball to West High School, and West High School unfortunately gave it back. Here's a pitch to Horsberger. Horsberger picking up energy, play by play. He's been out for a few weeks, so he just wants the ball every play.
Yeah, he does. You know, all good backs want the ball, but the one thing that I see that did happen right there is that Horsberger ran out of bounds and the clock has stopped. He needed to just fall in bounds and keep that clock going. Right now the clock is your friend. It's your 12th teammate.
So obviously they don't want the ball to go out of bounds, but it happened to go on this play. So 2nd and 7, 4:15 left in the ball game. Kern County once again tune in next week. We don't know who we'll be covering just yet. We don't have all the scores in, but I can guarantee you this. Second week of high school playoff action, it'll be action-packed. So we want to see you. Check out our website And you can get the information also of who will be covering it next Friday night. Brian, it's the midway point in November. And one moment, Kern County, we've got a discussion with one of the referees and Coach Provençal over a call that's been made. The ball is being marched back against Liberty. Mike Patton, the referees, walking it back. Brian, what do you have for us?
We got a holding during the play, and then a dead ball personal foul after the play on Liberty. So they're going to get about 25 yards of penalties right here. And, again, the clock won't start until the ball snapped. And this is the one thing we talked about in the East High game. I saw it. They have to keep the composure. It's the second game I've seen this happen. They also got some personal fouls against the BHS game and such like that. And good teams cannot afford to do that.
So they overcome the fog, they overcome the pressure, they overcome pretty much everything. But at the very end, when they're trying to clean it up cleanly here and get it done in a clean manner, a couple of snags in Liberty's efforts. But I happen to think they'll bounce back here. And we saw against East High, it could be 2nd and 30, could be 2nd and 40, and just like that, it's 1st and 10 again.
Yeah, on this situation, I think the 2nd 30 isn't as likely because I think they just need to keep the ball on the ground because the clock, again, is your 12th man. Don't take a chance on a big play by that secondary.
Well, as we say it, Fontana drops back. They make a big play, and Brian Adams, I've got to tell you this, they took a gamble to Jay Williams, and just like that, forget about a first down. It's a touchdown, Liberty. Goodness gracious, Kern County.
Well, Vance, now you see why I'm on the sideline not coaching. I think they should take a play. I thought that the West High secondary has the players to make a big play, but unfortunately they didn't do it if you're a West High fan. But Jay Williams just showed you why he probably is the best all-around receiver in the area. He blocks, he catches, he runs. And now Liberty fans are about to have some fun.
Well, all season long, for the 3 games anyway that we've covered Liberty, I got into the habit of saying just like that. And I must thank the play caller for the Liberty High School Patriots because it was succinctly right in time with a just like that play. And Brian, I think now the party starts for at least the first weekend.
Well, yeah, the only thing is, though, you can't party hard yet because the deal's not done. You just got the first step, the step 2 next week, and whoever your opponent is, you got to be ready to play.
Well, as that touchdown was being run back, head coach Provençal giving high fives to his coaching staff. He loved the call, loved the execution, and goodness, this Liberty squad is awfully tough.
Yeah, they are, and that's what I said makes them so dangerous is they have the running game, they have the big play receivers, possession receivers, great defense, linebackers, defensive line, secondary, special teams. The only thing that's going to hurt them is losing their composure. They've got to do a better job of keeping their composure.
Also keeping their composure, the West High Vikings. Great season. They're bringing this Story program back up to the level that they know that they will stay at. That's where they want to be. Tonight, tough ball game for them.
Yeah, man, it's a tough ball game, but they did what you're supposed to do. They sowed the seeds for success for this West High program because now your freshman team, your sophomore team, they're seeing winning. But what they have to do, I believe, next year, they got to find some opponents that are going to challenge them and cause them to play at a higher level so they're ready for playoff football.
Here's the kickoff. 4 minutes, 3 seconds left in this ball game. McAtee kicks it off. It's going to be handled by Randy Turner. Randy Turner hands the ball off, fakes the handoff. Sorry, he keeps it himself and gets up to about the 23-yard line. So with just under 4 minutes left, West High School will take over. They trail by 23 points. It's Liberty 29, West High School 6. You're watching Time Warner's High School Game of the Week. I'm Vance Palm alongside Brian Adams. And it's been a doozy of a ball game, needless to say. And on top of that, Brian, we've been walking these sidelines down here, and coaches are helping us out and two-stepping all around us tonight.
Yeah, and they've been very gracious with all these cords and wires in the way. But again, it's been a really good game for our first game of playoffs. 2 teams that are highly ranked, and they come out and both teams have fought.
Wegas out to Turner, picks up the first down. So 1st and 10, right over again after one nice play by West High School.
Yeah, it is, and I just think West High started too late to put the ball in the air and try to attack this team and be aggressive vertically down the field. And unfortunately for West, the season is over. But on a positive note, 9-2, a lot of teams will take that season in a heartbeat.
You got it. That's the voice of Brian Adams. Happy to have him here. He's been in this experience before. He knows what it's like. I've done it on the hardwood, but not out in the gridiron. So, Brian, thanks for your insight. Wegas drops back. Rifles one off to the right side again. It's caught out there about 1 yard shy of a first down, so another 9-yard pass out there to Peter Pena.
That's the Castile right there.
Hey, Kirk County, I've dropped so many names tonight because I can't see. Who was it?
It's Castile right there. You know, the one thing I looked at Castile as we watched him develop, you know, he was just coming in primarily as a speed receiver, a post, a street guy, but he's developed into a good receiver. He's able to run the outs, catches the ball well with his hands, and I'm really impressed with his receiving skills tonight.
2nd and 10 for the Vikings. Ed Leach in motion. The ball comes out to Peter Pena. Peter Pena trying to make a move. Fumble right in front of us. And it's recovered right in front of us by Mike Letourneau. Mike Letourneau had a big recovery in the East High game. So Peter Pena hit hard out there. Fumble recovered by Letourneau. And, Randy Turner comes over to help up Peter Pena and give him a pat on the back and says, let's get off the field, partner.
But great hit by Sayed right there as he calls the fumble. And that's what you got to do as a corner. You come up one-on-one, you put that helmet on the ball pops loose, and Letourneau does a great job of jumping on it and recovering it. As you hear him say, he's 130 pounds. Is that what he said? 140, but he came and put a licking on Pena.
Well, Chan Sayed walks by us and says that's 130 pounds. We have him listed in the book as 165 pounds. I say he's a $110. But it was a nice hit. 3:35 left in the ball game. 1st and 10. The ball goes up to the horse, right up the middle. Horseberger brings it to about the 33-yard line. Kern County, I can never guarantee you who we're going to have next week. And if it's not Liberty, and we don't have Liberty again this season, we hope you've enjoyed watching them. 3 games, 3 powerful efforts. They handled BHS down to the very last play. BHS almost came away with a win. That was a killer ball game. Then they really put it to East High 2 weeks ago, and tonight, at a game that will kind of define their 2002 season, dominated a 9-1 West High School team. 2nd and 5, 3:05 left in the ball game.
Yeah, again, I think West High has a lot of lessons they can take from this game. If they want to go to the next level, what they have to do. But right now, Liberty's looking to try to get another title, but they need to just keep the ball in play.
Horseberger with a stiff arm goes out of bounds. Oh, he went down before he got out. Referee keeps the clock going. Is that true? No, the clock stopped, I guess, for the first down change. Here's the replay, Brian. It looked as if he went out of bounds, but he didn't. The bottom line, here's Horseberger coming at him strong with a stiff arm.
Yeah, he's going to straight arm him right there with a stiff arm. He's just going to run through the guy, as we got to come with these cords. He's going to run through him. Does a good job this time of leaning back in and staying in bounds, and the clock's going to start as soon as they get those markers set.
The clock has started, 2.5 minutes left in the ball game. 1st and 10. Haven't called many football games standing next to the referee. This is the first one for me. Fontana hands the ball up the middle of the big fella. Horseberger met hard and heavy this time by this West High School defensive front. They'd have liked to have done that a lot more tonight.
Yeah, again, but when they have her up the middle, that defensive front has been solid. It's been off the edges where they've been exposed. And that's just Horseberger getting out in space, those big offensive tackles, knocking up, filling those defensive ends, and he's been able to run downhill.
Got a timeout on the field called by West High School. Head coach Cornford coming out onto the field himself to talk to his players. He's coming right into the huddle himself, talking to his guys. Probably saying what, Brian?
He's telling them, hey, to stay in there, fight. Don't do any silly, don't hit a guy, don't do any cheap shots. And, you tell them, hey, I'm proud of you guys. We had a great season, and, let's just finish it up.
Well, believe it or not, the fog's rolling back in Kern County. It's almost unbelievable how we've gotten this game off. And Time Warner, I want to thank the guys in the truck, the production crew. You just had to be here to see the quick changes that were made. We had to pull the truck off the field, put it on the cart, take all of our equipment off the booth, locate our camera in the middle of the stands where the PA announcer actually had the fans scoot aside so we can get the camera in. So it's been one heck of a ball game.
About young rulers players of the game, I know Jay Williams had a big game, but I think we have to give it to Ship because Ship really, in the first half, when it was 22-0, did the big plays, had to knock down the fake punt, and also interception and the fumble return.
Here comes Horseberger running at us. I believe he went down before, but there's a penalty on the play. Well, Horseberger's coming at us hard, but it looked like a holding call, Brian. I'm sure that's what we're going to get.
Yes, that's what it is. He's going to move the ball back, and, you know, at this time, yards isn't a big deal, but, again, you just want that clock to run, clock to go. And you see right now the coach is telling Kirk Boyer, the coach, hey, let it go. We're up 29-6. Call the play and just, you know, run the clock out on them.
Our young Woolridge player of the game. As Brian Adams called it out, 3 big plays in the first half. 5'11", 185-pound linebacker Chris Shipp, young Woolridge, player of the game. As I announced to the Liberty players, pretty stoked about that. So, second game in a row for Liberty where a defensive player wins the young Woolridge player of the game, Chris Shipp. 2nd and 20. The ball goes to Horsberger up the middle. Brian, they wish they'd picked up that fumble. Didn't happen, huh?
John Guevara saying, I wish I could have ripped that one away. You blew the whistle too early, ref. Give me a chance. But again, just going to run the clock out. We'll see maybe one more play and a kneel down or a punt. And then maybe West might get 1 or 2 plays, and that'll be it.
So Kern County, this is Vance Palm alongside Brian Adams in the fog. Less than $1.50 left in this ball game. Liberty will concentrate on next Friday night's opponent, West High School. It's over. They'll think about things, regroup for next year, and as Brian Adams says, they'll use their youth to gain on this experience. Delay of game against Liberty. So, not a clean finish here.
No, it's not. It's not how you would draw it up, but again, at this point, moving the yards back doesn't make a difference. They had the game breaker and the sealer with Jay Williams. They're just going to run the clock out, run another play, maybe kneel down or punt it, and give West a chance.
Clock keeps ticking. Brian Adams will be back with us for the post game, but at this time he's heading off to that special building at the back of the stadium. So the clock continues to tick. I'm solo on the sidelines for a few moments, and just after this, I'll have the young Woolridge player of the game. An authentic tough guy, Chris Shipp, wins the award. Second game in a row for a Liberty young Woolridge player of the game to be on the defensive side of the ball. Liberty fans starting to sing the world famous goodbye song now. What a ball game, Kern County. We showed up. In my naivete, I didn't even know if we'd have the ball game because we couldn't even see 10 yards away. The referees, the game's officials, the game management, some of the administrators met on the field to decide just how we go about it. We have a timekeeper on the field level. We have one of my musical mentors, choral mentors, Mike McQuarrie, on the field, giving signals up to the booth, letting the public address announcer know what the calls are. I've used the word surreal once. I've got to use it again with this scenario. 35 seconds left in this ball game. Fontana, 4th and 23. Drops back. Gives the ball to Horsberger. Horsberger runs left. Horsberger runs into a crowd of West Side defenders, does not pick up the first down, and the Liberty defense, so apropos, comes on the field to end this ball game. Top-ranked defense in the area, best defense I've seen this year, and they appropriately finish the ball game on the field. That fantastic offense for Liberty going off, and look who's back, Brian Williams with the Guinness World Records. Hey, Brian, I just told the Kern County crowd how appropriate it is that the West High offense is on the field and the Liberty defense. They finished the game with, these are the two sides of the ball that really made it a name for themselves this year.
Yeah, and that's what you're talking about there, man. It's one of the top offense, top defenses. But as you know, they say so much in that cliche, offense wins games, defense wins championships. And I think that's what West has to look to do next year, is add a defense to go with this offense.
Hey, Kern County, the clock keeps ticking. The players are starting to shake hands. That's going to be it. There won't be another play. The final score, Liberty Patriots 29, West High Vikings 6. Liberty moves on. West High is finished with their season. What a great season it was. I don't think they'll get the playoff. They don't. It's over. Hey, Brian Adams, what a great ball game. We'll be back in just a moment with the young Woolridge player of the game. It's going to be Chris Shipp, and I'll get Brian Adams' thoughts just after this. You're watching high school football, playoff weeks 1. Liberty's up. We'll see in just a moment with our Young Woolridge player game.
If you've been to a video rental store lately, you know that DVDs are replacing videotape faster than CDs replaced albums. And now, Time Warner Productions can transfer your own home videos to DVD. Up to 1 hour is $29.95, and up to 2 hours is $39.95. Videotapes can get brittle, sag, fade, or even break. By transferring your videotape to DVD, you are preserving your precious memories. Give us a call at 322-1941 for more information, or simply drop off your tapes in the Time Warner Cable Building.
KERN News Talk 1410, Bakersfield's hometown news and talk leader. The station you can trust first for breaking news and the most complete local coverage. We are KERN News Talk 1410, bringing you the pulse of the world, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Make an appointment with KERN News Talk 1410, Bakersfield's hometown news and talk leader.
The media has become a staple in our everyday lives, whether it's a song, an advertisement, or even a news story.
Everywhere you turn, there's a message in one form or another.
Do you realize how much media your child is exposed to every day?
And everything your child sees and witnesses affects them.
It's time to take action and become involved in what messages your child comes in contact with.
Filter out the negativity and let these messages be positive.
It's up to us to shape their future. Let it be a happy one.
Some things can't be built in a day. Things like honesty, dedication, good hard work, and integrity. Since 1939, the law offices of Young Woolridge has had one of the strongest personal injury teams in the entire Central Valley. Today, that team is stronger than ever before. Through the years, our attorneys have won some of the highest dollar personal injury verdicts in Kern County. Put our experience to work for you. The law offices of Young Woolridge. Integrity you can trust.
Kern County, welcome back. What a ball game. Liberty puts it to West High School. They move on, and it's my favorite part of the ball game. My partner Brian Adams and I are down here. Brian, first of all, your wrap-up.
Basically what we saw is just Liberty come out and dominate the game from the first play, and they just took it to West, and West couldn't answer.
Young Woolridge, player of the game, Chris Shipp. For the second consecutive Liberty game that we've covered, a defensive player. Jimmy Basham set it off 2 weeks ago. Cole Sorrell stepped in the place of Horseberger and won his award. Chris Shipp, congratulations. Before I speak to you and get a response from you, Kevin Burton, Director of Public Relations for Young Woolridge. I know you're pretty happy with this young gentleman. What do you have for him?
Hey, Chris, congratulations from the law offices of Young Woolridge. I'm extremely excited. You guys played a great game, and job well deserved, and hope to see you again next Friday. I have a plaque here, Player of the Week. I also have a T-shirt here with long sleeves, so this will help you through the winter months. And again, congratulations and good luck in the playoffs.
Thank you. Kevin, thank you. Chris, first of all, great job tonight. Dominated the first half singularly. You had an interception, you picked up a fumble, ran it back almost to the end zone, broke up a big pass play. Coming into the ball game tonight, the defensive strategy, I'm sure, was pretty much just play the same way you played all year, right?
Yeah, Provençal set up a had a good game plan, and we worked it all week in practice, and we just came out and just played with our hearts.
You talk about Coach Provençal. What's it like playing for Coach Provençal?
It's an experience. Sometimes he gets a little crazy, but other than that, he's a real good coach.
Chris, tonight, the game plan, you came in, dominated defensively. How do you feel going into next week's ball game? You got an offense that's really starting to click on everything. How do you feel about next week?
We just need to step it up even bigger. The second round, there's always a harder team, and we just need to come out and play a better game than we did tonight.
Now, top-ranked defense in the area. Who are these guys behind you? Do you want them up here in the camera shot with you?
Yeah, this is the rest of the defense.
Oh, yeah! Oh, yeah!
Hey, Kern County, I've got the top defensive round. We've got 3 Young Woolridge players in the crowd tonight with Basham, Cole Sorrell, and tonight's Young Woolridge player of the game. 3 big plays, all in the first half. He set it up, Chris Shipp. This is Vance Palm alongside Brian Adams, Kevin Burton, the entire crew at Time Warner Cable that did it. Congratulations, Liberty. Way to go. Here's big Chris Shipp with his interception. Chris, you did a great job tonight. Final words for your teammates here.
I don't know.
Well, hey, he wins the big award for his playing, not for his on-cue speech. Hey, way to go, Chris Shipp. Kern County, thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next week, week 2 for high school football. Good night. God bless.